Phil Hendrie Show, 1-800-449-8686. We'd like women only in this next segment. The title of this segment, a little bit of a game, which we don't usually play on this show, but it is born of and inspired by our obtaining this Sex-O-Rama CD, which is music, okay? So we're not talking about the actual adult film or porn film, if you will. We're talking about the music from porn movies. And there's just a sound that it has. It's humorous. Who would, I mean, most people, first of all, nobody rents or buys or goes to see a porn movie to laugh. That's one of those unspoken facts about porn. Many people go, obviously, to see it or rent it for the sexual release, the sex. Some, not a lot, but some go to see whatever the story may be in addition to the sex. And I suppose some would go see a porn movie to see the sex, to see the story, and yeah, to get a couple of laughs, but it's way down the list, you know. But if you listen to the music in adult films, it's very, very funny. So we're going to ask women only to participate in this game this evening, and we'll give you the number 1-800-449-8686. I am at a complete loss as to what to give you as a prize, so we'll give you a Phil Hendrie Show, Best of the Phil Hendrie Show 1999 CD. We'll give it to you. Now, you know as well as I do that these CDs are sold for charitable purposes only. So for me to give one away is a red letter day. It is a huge thing. I don't give these away to anybody. The sales department here at the radio station and at the network, they all got to buy them. I don't get any for free. I have to buy them. Nobody that works for me gets any for free. They got to buy them. So for me to give away as a prize the Best of Phil Hendrie Show 1999 Communism is Neat CD is a huge, huge step in the wrong direction, in my opinion, but it is because we lack any other thing to give you as a prize, which leads me into another thought, which I will not go on about, but we need to get some prizes around here, and I guess I'm going to have to start the Phil Hendrie Show merchandising arm. T-shirts, hats, mugs, the predictable crap. All the predictable mung. We don't want guys involved in this game because, frankly, when you put men together with porn, you get idiots, okay? You get worse than idiots. You get boring, lame, jackass calls, and we're really looking for, if we got to get a boring, lame, jackass call, might as well be from a woman. Because for some reason, they're more entertaining that way, okay? So 1-800-449-8686, 1-800-449-8686, and I guess Mike Schaefer, my producer, is having a very difficult time trying to find women, so... Hi, you a woman? Hi, how... Why don't you free it up? I can help you. Mike, why don't you free these lines up? He can't even hear me. I don't know whether that guy even listens to this show. Hey, Mike, free up the line so I can help you with the screening on this crap, okay? Do you understand what I mean when I say let me have access? Okay. Why can't I answer line 5 then? I can't wait. I'll miss the people. I can't wait to get out of here. Hello? 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 Are we retarded around here? Why can't I put the Symmetrex on the air?
Hello?
Yeah, okay, it's a guy. See you later, pal.
I'm not...
Why am I not able to have access to this box? Is there a magical potion that one must drink? Hi, who's this? Have you got the phone pot down over there, Craig? What's the problem? Hello? 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 This is embarrassing. You know that? Hi. Hello? Jesus Christ. It's beyond belief. Hello? 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 It's still on hold. Huh? Don't whisper to me, man. Tell me what you want. I mean the green button. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I see you. They got one woman? What do you want, David?
Was it your screw up?
I wasn't hitting that.
Yeah, so you're yelling at everybody and it's your screw up, okay? You're yelling at everybody and it's your...
Oh, shut up. So I was yelling at everybody, it's my screw up. Okay, hi, how are you? Laguna Beach, good evening. Laguna Beach, good evening. Laguna Beach, good evening.
Hello.
How are you?
Great.
Boy, you suck.
No, never mind. Okay, ma'am, I'm going to play a song, and you simply tell me, is it porn or not? You ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Okay, kill it. Now, do you need a little bit more music, or can you make a decision, ma'am?
Not porn.
Not porn? You're absolutely right. So you win a Phil Henry Show CD, just like that. Hold on, please. God, we're going to give away, what, about $6,000 worth of CDs tonight? Line 6 is a winner. You know, here's one of the things that I wanted to do, and I probably should have announced this. I want to do it so that it was like, you know, the person who got it in the least amount of time, but forget it. Okay, here's Alta Loma. Hi.
Hi.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm fine, and yourself?
Really good, okay? Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
And Craig, hit it when you're ready. Okay, do you need more music, dear, or do you...
No, that's porn music.
That's porn music? You're absolutely right. So we've given away 2 CDs. You hold the line.
Okay.
You're a winner here on the Phil Henry Show.
All right.
Real good. Play that again, will you? That's porn music. She's got it. Yeah, that's porn. Mike, are you able to get all these people? You able to get their names? Okay. Let's go to Running Springs on the Phil Henry Show. Good evening.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you tonight?
Great.
All right. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I am.
All right. Go ahead and play that next selection.
Porn.
Yes,
Porn.
it is. Yes, it is porn. Now, why would you... how could you possibly identify that as
Because
anything?
I have your personality. I know everything.
You know exactly how I think.
Damn right.
All right, hold on. You're a winner. You're a winner of a CD tonight.
You're great, Phil.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
You.
So I'm going to have to bring in my private stash to start paying for all these CDs we're giving away tonight. Good Lord. By the way, if you'd like to buy one and help charity, please go to the PhilHenryShow.com website. PhilHenryShow.com website. Here is Santa Barbara. Good evening.
Hello.
How are you tonight?
Good.
All right, are you ready to go here? Craig,
Yes.
you got one queued up? Go ahead, Craig. Porn or not porn?
That's not porn.
Of course it's not porn. A blind man could figure that. Well, a blind man would have to figure that out. No, it is not porn. You're a winner as well.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Okay, so we're not fooling anybody. We're obviously not fooling. Isn't there anything from Ed Wood that you could play? Any? So we've given away how many CDs? Okay, one's a winner too, Mike. I beg your pardon? Line 1's a winner, my man. 1-800-449-8686. And let's go to Petaluma. Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Go ahead, Craig, hit it. I can't hear it. Turn it up. Do you need more, or do you want to take a guess?
Actually, that one seems like it could go either way, but I'm going to say that it isn't porn.
It is not porn. It is porn. You
It is
missed.
porn?
Yes. Well, listen to
I
the
watched enough
cornball.
of that.
Huh?
I watched enough of it, I should know.
Well, go ahead and play that. You might be able to recognize the film. Is that turned off, or why do I not hear that? Okay. Jesus. What movie's that from? It's from what? Misty Beethoven. It's a classic.
Yeah, it is
We got to get out.
Beethoven.
We got to take a break here. All right, thank you, dear. You lose. The one and only.
Screaming your guts loose. So you were screaming your guts loose because you didn't think the phone system worked and you weren't pushing the right button. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Jesus, what an idiot. That's all I called up to find out.
Yes. I was pushing the wrong button.
So you're just screwing up all over the place, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm screwing up all over the place.
Don't you hang up on me.
I'm not going to hang up. I got to keep going with the porn thing.
Yeah, keep doing the porn thing. That's great. Jesus.
You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, let's go to Upland on the Phil Henry Show. Good evening.
Hey, Hey there.
Hi. So you have to decide whether this is music from a porn film or not, ma'am.
Okay.
Let's play the selection.
All right.
Good Lord. Did you get enough of that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what do you think? Porn film or not?
Well, I don't know. It's a guess, but I'm going to say that it is.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. What movie is it from, Craig? Seika's Fantasies. There you go. You win.
Yay!
Hold on. All right, so that's how many have we given away so far? 9 million. Boy, this was a hard game, wasn't it? Well, the way I'll tell you what the tip-off is. If it's that synthesizer music, you know that you're like 70% of the way to porn. Los Angeles, hello. Los Angeles? Los Angeles?
Oh, that's me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay. All right, listen up, dear. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Want to hear some more?
Yeah, a little bit more.
All right, play some more, Craig.
Maybe no?
It is porn.
Oh, no!
I almost didn't think it was either. What's that from? What great film graces us?
Oh.
Eruption. That's from Eruption.
Oh, man.
Doesn't that sound like music you'd hear near a volcanic event?
I thought it was like Three's
Play it again.
Company or
Play it
something.
again. Play it again. Play it again. Doesn't that sound like just a massive Mount St. Helens style? Jesus. Okay. Thank you, though.
Oh.
I can't give them all away because otherwise we're not going to raise any money for my friend's place. You know how it is.
All right.
Thanks a lot. Good talking to you. Marina Del Rey, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Great. Okay.
Okay.
You ready to go? You sound like you sound like you've been around.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I mean that as a compliment.
Thank you.
Ready? Go ahead, Craig. What do you think?
Well, it could be. I'd say yeah.
Nope. No, that's from the movie Ed Wood.
Oh, God.
How about that, huh?
Well, I'll have to buy your CD
Well,
then.
yes, you will.
Okay.
It sounded sleazy, though, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, you figure if it sounds sleazeball, it's got to be.
I think you're right with the synthesizer, though. That works every time.
That's the tip-off there. Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I wish that I'd been better prepared, which naturally, of course, with this show, we're never better prepared. But I wish that I had the James Bond theme, you know, the ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding. I wonder how many people would say, yeah, that's from Lesbian Lingerie Party, I think. Okay, here's Pomona. Hi.
Hello.
How are you tonight?
I'm doing
You notice
fine.
we go into this segment of the show, we are not getting one call from outside of California. Okay, you want to hear what we got here for you, ma'am?
Sure.
All right, go ahead, Craig. Lay it on us. Is it porn or is it not?
It sounds like porn to me.
Yeah, sure. It sounds like porn to you. You recognize the distinctive rhythms, don't you? That's exactly what it is, ma'am. It's from a film called, I don't know, some crap. We don't know the name of it. Some Legend of Lady Blue. There you go, dear. You're a winner. Hold on. Hold on to that car phone. Line 5's a winner there, Mike. Here is San Diego on the Phil Hendry Show. Hi.
Hello?
How are you?
Good.
You're a woman?
I am. My name's Diana.
How old are you?
26.
Did you have a thing?
No.
You never had one of those?
No.
Okay. You have a very husky voice, dear.
Sorry.
It's not a problem at all. All right, ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Is this porn music? Is this music from a porn movie or is it not?
That is porn.
I'm sorry?
Porn?
Nope, not porn.
Not.
That's also from Ed Wood.
Oh.
Well, thanks for calling.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. That had to be a guy, but she did a good job there. So there you go. You getting bored yet with this crap? Have we given away, what, about $100 worth of CDs? And it's a very moderate, at best, entertainment value. Let's go to Ontario on the Phil Hendry Show. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Okay, here we go. Is it porn or is it not? Okay, do you need to hear more?
No, I believe it is porn.
Yes, it is. That's the Johnny Wad section of, what's the film? It's... Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, what's the film? Jade Pussycat. So you're a winner, too. Way to go. Women really know their music. Fresno, hi, you're on the Phil Hendry Show. Good evening.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. All right, Craig, let her rip. Is this porn or is it not?
Yes, it's porn.
What gave it away? That guitar? The guitar riff coming in?
Yeah.
Go ahead, play it again. All right. You're a winner.
All right.
Way to do it,
thank you.
Fresno. Hold the line. Okay, forget it, man. How much more of this crap we got to do? How many CDs are we giving away, Mike? How many? 6? 6 times 20 is $120. That's it. I don't want to do it. I'm not giving it away anymore. I'm cheap. No, I ain't cheap. I just need to raise the money for the... Did what? Did line 6 win? Yes, line 6 is a winner. All right, we thank everybody for their participation this evening, but that's it. I can't wait to get over to the studio tomorrow. We've got 2 CD players that I can actually have access to instead of going, hey, Craig, would you play this and play that and do this and do that? It never ended. We got 2 great CD players in the studio tomorrow. We got 2 great digicart machines. You know, in other words, it's a real studio. And there's nothing more frustrating than wanting to do something and you can't do it because it's in somebody else's hands and they got 600 other things they're doing. And listening to you ain't one of them. All right, so there you go. That's from a CD called Sex-O-Rama, all of that great porn. Let me see the jewel case on that, please. Deep Throat, Amanda by Night, The Opening of Misty Beethoven, Seika's Fantasies, Eruption, The Legend of Lady Blue, The Jade Pussycat, Sex World, Behind the Green Door, Taboo, I Like to Watch, and Debbie Does Dallas. All of those, probably the classic adult films in the history of the stinking business. Man, one lousy cornet down the windpipe, your night's shot. And the record label is Oglia, I think, Records, because somebody was calling and asking how they can get a hold of that. Man, you should have seen the lines lighten up when we were playing this crap. But you listen to that music, you can't, but I was laughing through the whole thing because there's something about that dopey guitar and that silly-sounding synthesizer that it's suddenly you realize what it is you're looking at and you realize what it is you're listening to while you're looking at it. The inspiration for this album goes back to August 1981. I had just turned 18, and a girl I'd known for a few years reasoned that since I was now legal, we could and should go see an adult film in an actual public theater. Up until then, the only pornography I'd ever seen was crappy 8mm sex movies ordered from the back of Pregnant Lesbian magazine. This is true. I don't make this stuff up. Anyway, she takes me to the Pussycat Theater just off Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood. I remember walking into this place thinking, Jesus Christ, this looks just like a regular theater. Yes, I know I was an idiot. We get some popcorn and a couple of drinks and then take our seats. I'm so excited I can barely contain myself. Here I am with a beautiful 19-year-old girl who is into sex, and we're going to watch a porno movie together, and she'll get really horny, and if I play my cards right, maybe, just maybe, I'll get laid tonight. Cool, my life is starting to make sense. The lights dim, the movie starts, the plot is the typical disposable material, and pretty soon this tripped-out, semi-funk bass riff comes across the sound system. I get aroused to the music sex montage, and then they slip in some plot, and the music goes away. But then the music and the sex are back. It's like riding a sex roller coaster. By the time the film is over, we watched 8 or 10 good sex scenes, and I'm a walking testament to the power of Pavlov's theory on reflective, or reflexive, I should say, conditioning. Every time I hear this music, I get horny, says this guy. Put on some of this music while I'm actually reading here, Craig, so that you can be reminded of the fact that the one thing he says is very, very true. This stuff only comes on when the sex starts. When the music goes away, then it's, hey, what are you doing at my desk? Oh, I just thought I'd look at your files. Okay, so you pot it down. Hey, what are you doing at my desk? Well, I thought I'd look at your files. Hey, here comes your waitress. How you doing, baby? And now the guy starts taking his clothes off. They go at it, and then, well, I got to go to work now. You know, in other words, ding dong. It must be my wife. Hi, honey. What are you doing home so early? And what are you doing here with the maid? Well, well, why didn't I just join in? I'm the plumber with the extra long hose. Ding dong. Kill it. Ding dong. Hi, I'm the plumber with the extra long hose. Oh, God. Okay. Keep playing it, man. Screw it. Every time I hear this music, I get horny. This music makes my ears the same way that Jenna Jameson works on your eyes. So as a favor to me and to help ensure that my marriage stays together, the fine folks at Oglio Records have produced this album so that I, and to a lesser degree you, will always have a readily available source of material and musical inspiration when needed. Enjoy the CD and share. Oh, I get it. You're supposed to listen to this while you're making it with your wife? You put this on while you're making it with your old lady? Oh, come on, man. All right. This works. So my wife's got this cassette, and it's got a lot of Jennifer Warren, Joe Cocker, Bill Medley type crap, real romantic stuff. And I always kind of would rather hear this or something. I didn't know what it was that I needed, but I needed this. Hey, honey. Oh, how you doing tonight, hon? Real good. Well, what do you say we have sex? Start unbuttoning your shirt. You know, take your shoes off. Phil Hendrie Show here, 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendrie Show at 1-800-449-8686. Was that porn? Oh, that was Jeff Beck. Oh, okay. That was Beck from what? Was it Truth? Okay, now we have on line 2 here from Hollywood, Carvin Knowles, who was one of the producers of Sex-O-Rama. Carvin, how are you?
I'm doing pretty darn well.
Easy.
Okay.
Take it easy there, Carv. So your friends called
no,
you up
I
and
really dig the rain. So
cool. This says here on the CD, you produced quite a few of these tracks. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. It's like almost all of them, with the exception. Yeah. And it says that these sounds were duplicated. So in other words, this is not the original music from the films. It's recreated.
We tried at first to get licensing to use the music from the films, and those original tapes just do not exist. I mean, really, it was basically a bunch of stoned hippies in a garage somewhere jamming out.
With synthesizers and things?
Oh, yeah.
And they were looking at, they were doing it the way any film composer, if you'll pardon the expression, I guess that's what they're doing. They're watching the action and they're creating the music to it, right?
Yeah, you could say it's a little more spontaneous than most film music.
Right. And it's all done with synthesizers, mostly electronic stuff, right?
Yeah, back then they were using farfisas. That's a kind of organ, Hammond organs. Mm-hmm. You'll find a lot of very old-style synthesizers. We brought in a mini and a micro.
Hey, who was the guy that came to you and said, "I want to do this"? Was this your idea? Or
No. This was the idea of Carl Capriolo. I think one of his friends came up with it or something, sitting around, going, "Hey, wouldn't it be great
if we could listen to this stuff and not have to watch these movies?"
And I'm not even sitting. Carl is the head of Oleo Records, and so he kind of flew this. In fact, he was very hesitant. He's like, "I'd like you to do this project, you see, and it's from. We want you to recreate the sounds from old movies." And I was like, "Uh-huh." And he goes, "You might not want to take this one, though. I just want to warn you in advance." I was like, "What kind of movies are we talking about here?" And he told me, and I couldn't stop laughing.
From old porn flicks, because there's something about them. I mean, when I hear the music from a porn movie, I laugh my ass off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what it is the moment you hear it.
Exactly, and it's so cornball sounding. Hey, Craig, where are you going, man, when I want you to punch a freaking button over here so I can play the music? God. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, play that. What's this from here, Carvin? Do you know this?
This is from the Sex World.
Sex World.
Sex World. And
now, the interesting thing about this, just back it down a little bit, is I just had a bunch of my female listeners identifying whether the music is porn or whether it's from a porn movie or whether it's from a so-called mainstream movie, right?
Uh-huh.
And a few of them had a hard time differentiating between the Ed Wood soundtrack and your stuff as to whether it was porn music or mainstream music. And one of the things, when I hear this stuff, I'm reminded of like Beretta or SWAT or something like that, you know?
Oh, yeah. In fact, I also, during this time period, watched lots of reruns of Chips.
Yeah.
To kind of get the feel
of what it was they're going for here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to another track here.
Okay.
You know, the one that I like is, that was Sex World? Okay, go to, what anyone you want, man, just...
Well, you've played Debbie Does Dallas, yes?
Yeah, we've played that, which is very uncharacteristic, I think. It sounds almost ethereal and pastoral.
Well,
go ahead.
You played that fine little samba that they wrote for Deep Throat.
Play Deep Throat, Craig. Cut 12. The fine little samba.
Yeah, and actually, the voices on there are not really old and not really reliable organ. And but the other sounds are me playing guitar with a wah-wah pedal. And
really?
A style of playing that. Well, just let it roll.
Roll it, man. Turn it up too, because I can't hear this stuff. Now, what's going on the screen where this music is playing?
This is actually the opening credits.
Oh, okay.
Because they used a lot of song material that was popular music that they changed lyrics on.
Oh, okay.
In that movie, and
here's Carvin's guitar playing right here,
and very
outstanding.
I was mimicking the way that they did it then.
That they did it then?
And I mean, we went to great pains because it was just so hilarious.
Oh, that's the first thing that strikes me when I hear this music. I laugh. This must have been a very tender scene in the movie, listening to these very delicate guitar riffs. Play one more there, Craig. I don't know, man. There's like the Johnny Wad.
Amanda by Night.
Amanda by Night. Okay, go to that. That's a cut. Amanda by Night. Where the hell is it? Cut 11. It's the one just before Debbie does. And then there's the Johnny Wad scene in Jade Pussycat with that. That's like an angry war movie. Okay, go. Here's Amanda by Night. So what is this? The guy cleaning the pool and somebody's daughter? I mean...
This is actually one where I didn't get the video itself.
Okay.
I got a cassette tape from Oleo Records. There are about 3 of them on there where they gave me a cassette and said, "We want this. Can you do it?" And
okay. Well, this stuff is out of sight, man.
And you could hear, the cassettes were the strangest because you had no visual reference.
I got to go, man. It's the end of the hour here, okay? But Carvin, thank you. And can we write you if we need extra copies of this stuff?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
What you're about to hear is a satirization of talk radio, a send-up of the medium. In other words, it's supposed to be funny. The Phil Hendry Show, 1-800-449-8686.
Coming up, we will have a discussion of Watergate. We'll also have President Bush's Memorial Day speech. And dyslexic poet Billy Seymour reads Dylan Thomas's Under Milkwood. All ahead on our program tonight. It's the Phil Hendry Show. This hour of our program is going to feature some rather graphic discussion. And I want to just say it right now. If you are a sensitive individual, if you're an individual who has children in the room, so on and so forth, please take this into consideration and tune the show out or send the kids out of the room. David G. Hall is joining us. We are going to talk about Watergate. The challenge that we have, according to the discussion we had, David, is that the man who was the source of information, the challenge we have in this climate is one that is about decency.
Well, Phil, that's my feeling. And again, I second what you said to the listeners. If you are sensitive at all, to please keep this in mind of the next hour's broadcast. We are going to be talking about things that might be offensive to certain people. The challenge, as I mentioned to you, is how these things collide. The news being that former FBI Executive Mark Felt was the prime source of information for Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein in the Watergate scandal. This is big news, but we have other considerations.
Well, I know you want to discuss the story in light of the recent FCC pressure.
Well, I'll tell you something, Phil. I don't see it as pressure. I see, just as an aside, I see the FCC as having legitimate concern over a lot of questionable material.
All right, but the Watergate story, while researching Watergate, Woodward and Bernstein came across this source. They nicknamed him Deep Throat because of the film that was popular.
Well, but I've got to ask you to take into consideration the wishes of the audience. You may want to talk about this story, but you've got a radio audience right now in general that's sick of these references. They're tired of this graphic kind of discussion. I'm not saying that this is graphic, all right?
Well, if you're thinking of Deep Throat in light of the movie, I'm talking about in the context of the news story.
Well, what the story is doing is giving a lot of people the excuse, though, to start talking about this movie and the nature of the film. As a broadcaster, I've got to monitor what you're saying, or we do have license issues.
All right, but so what is the major concern? There are a lot of people who are going to be offended.
In the political context, I know what you're talking about. But these constant references to this man as Deep Throat, there's a lot of children who are going to be exposed to this.
But if it's in the political context of the story.
Even in the context of the political event. You're interested in Watergate, and that's fine. And there's some people who are, but most listeners are not familiar with that story. Most people listening to you right now were not even barely born when Watergate took place. A lot of them simply want the airwaves cleaned up.
All right, well, let me tell you what we're talking about. The prime source, this unnamed source, this man, Mr. Felt, was unknown for years. Woodward and Bernstein called him Deep Throat. And the reason why they called him Deep Throat is because...
We got it, because of the movie, but...
well, all right, so I want to ask you, do you think it's more important for a listener... Let me ask you this. Is it more important for a listener to have information and news, or is it more important to keep the airwaves free of sexual material? One's about enlightening ourselves, the other's about keeping the airwaves clean.
I think it's a good question, Phil, but we're living in a time where people get themselves into a lot of trouble trying to get information about everything. We're shifting in this country. You've got people out there now who don't care if they're stupid about water. They want to be able to turn the radio on without hearing filth. And when I don't mean to say your listeners are stupid. I guess you could say they're stupider than you or me, but that's why they listen to us.
But if I say the man who was Deep Throat died today...
So you want to keep... You keep wanting to say that word, and I'm asking you not to do it. All right.
Because of the sexual content.
So, in other words, you want every time when I'm saying that you mentioned the news story, Watergate, and you mentioned that Deep Throat died... Let me give you an example, Phil. I don't like it at all, but one of the things I've got to do is review material that may be unsuitable for radio and other mediums. And they now have one of these depraved things on film where a guy brings his amateur wife on camera to have sex with one of these porn actors. And I was looking at this weekend and feeling sorry for the woman and the husband. And she starts to have this gag reflex because I guess her husband wasn't anywhere near what she was choking on it in the movie. And what I'm saying is...
Well, people aren't going to think that.
I'm sorry?
Are you saying that people are going to think about...
I'm telling you that in this environment, people are sick and tired of hearing references to deep-throating this and deep-throating that. And as I mentioned, the only thing you're doing is you're putting into people's minds, like I said, some housewife gagging. And the point that I'm trying to make is that we have a duty and an obligation to our listeners. And they understand this. You're on the wrong side of this.
All right, 1-800-449-8686, the Phil Hendry Show number, 1-800-449-8686. We're talking about the man who died today, who was the prime source of information for Robert Woodward and Carl Bernstein, the two reporters who won the Pulitzer Prize for the Washington Post on the Watergate scandal. Watergate was about Richard Nixon eventually covering up a lot of information about a burglary at the Watergate complex, business complex.
See, you're having to explain it all.
Well, I'm just giving some background.
Yeah, but you're having to explain it all. Why? What's the point of even talking about this story? You've got to explain it, and explain it, and explain it. And
well, there's a lot of people who remember it.
Well, the people that remember it are as old or older than you. That means that you want to. So you're telling me you want to broadcast to people that are 60? Is that it?
Yes. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it was a pivotal time in American history, and this was a huge mystery.
Well, it was a huge mystery, but again, it's an excuse for you to start saying, well, and guess what? His name was Deep Throat. I'm not saying that you mean it in a sexual sense. I'm saying that people are sick and tired of having references about sex, gag reflexes, all of this kind of thing on the radio. And I'm asking you to be able to talk about something else other than this. Because every time you do, you're going to have to say the words.
The man's nickname was Deep Throat.
It was right, and there you go again, wanting to say it. To me...
All right, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
When I say that the man known as Deep Throat died, or he didn't die, why am I saying he died? He admitted that he was Deep Throat to his family. He's still very much alive.
Well, but he's not in good health.
All right, he's not in good health, but it was confirmed by the Washington Post. It was also confirmed by Woodward and Bernstein. This was a 32-year mystery that's been solved, a 33-year mystery that's been solved. Do you not want me to use those words, Deep Throat?
I'm saying that it's childish. I'm saying that Woodward and Bernstein, I guess they think they were great reporters. I'm sure they were fine reporters. I personally admired Richard Nixon. I thought what they did to him was a little heavy-handed. And so they get their kicks using this word Deep Throat. And I think it's to humiliate women more than anything else. I don't think...
Woodward and Bernstein were reporters, okay? They were looking into a story that was a pivotal story.
No, but I think they were politically motivated, and I think they used the term Deep Throat so that they could take a look at women having to say it and get their kicks.
To humiliate women?
Yes, absolutely. And this is why I, as a broadcaster, join with other broadcasters across America, whether they work for the Infinity Company, whether they work for Citadel, whoever. Local stations, many of them that you're on. I'm saying, please don't take the bait of Woodward and Bernstein, two guys that hated Richard Nixon and wanted to humiliate women, and keep saying this movie's name over and over about Deep Throat this and Deep Throat that, and deep throating, putting the ing at the end of it. I think that you're falling into a trap, Phil, and you're going to have the FCC on your back.
Well, I've never said deep throating, okay?
But the temptation is there.
The temptation is not there for me to talk about it in a sexual light.
No, I'm not saying that you are, but you're going to use the words in such a way that people are going to start thinking about... They won't be thinking about Watergate. They won't be thinking about...
Why? Because they weren't around then?
Yes, why are we talking about this? I mean,
all right. I mean, look here's the point that I'm trying to make. When you say there's a clash here, and we'll get to some phone calls. We'll also take a break here in a moment. When you say there's an informational clash between the needs of the audience to clean up the airwaves and to report the news, you said it's people want to stay stupid, did you say? Or?
No, I said they may be stupider than you or me. I said people, you can get yourself in a lot of trouble with information, Phil. People want the airwaves cleaned up. You come on talking about Watergate. Okay, that's fine. 33 years later, nobody in the audience cares, and and people may perceive you as using that as an excuse to start talking about, hey, deep throat, and everything that goes along with that.
Well, you're the guy that watched the movie this weekend.
I am saying to you, the first thing that comes to mind for anybody, especially if a woman's listening, when you say the words deep throat, she's not thinking Watergate. She's thinking of...
All right, 1-800-449-8686. I think it's a little insulting to women.
Phil, come on, don't play...
No, I think so. I think it's taking women... I don't know. I think it makes them sound a little stupid. 1-800-449-8686. David G. Hall with us on the Phil Hendry Show. We're talking about the gentleman by the name of Mark Felt, former FBI executive who has come out and has admitted that he was indeed the confidential source of Robert Woodward, Carl Bernstein. This has been a 33-year secret, folks. The man that fed them the information that eventually brought down the Nixon administration. Information having to do with, I mean, you name it, campaign financing. Information having to do with the break-in itself, the plumbers unit that was operating inside the White House against basically the law. It was kind of a de facto enforcement agency. He has come out and admitted this. His nickname was Deep Throat because of the movie that was out. Are we stepping over the line by talking a little bit too much about deep throat, and is it humiliating to women to have to keep hearing that phrase? 1-800-449-8686, The Phil Hendry Show.
Phil Hendry Show, 1-800-449-8686.
I know women that will forgive cheating by a man for a short stack of pancakes.
Phil Hendry Show is back. 1-800-449-8686.
All right, well, we have callers hanging on the line. 1-800-449-8686. Kind of a big news day with the admission by Mark Felt, who was a FBI executive. He was number 2 at the FBI. At that time, I think it was Gray.
I mean, Gray or Webster, one of the two.
Webster? I thought Webster was recent.
No. I thought it was Webster.
Well, whatever. He was number 2 at the FBI during the Watergate, and he was the primary guy. But our concern, the primary source of information for Woodward and Bernstein.
Right.
But our concern here is using the term deep throat.
Because we've got FCC pressure that's been brought to bear since March of last year, especially following the Janet Jackson performance at the Super Bowl, where the FCC is actively fining licensees, and on top of that, is seeking the licenses of radio stations, and many people are losing their jobs. Now, you want to insist on talking about a topic that is very old. Only I don't want to say old people remember it, but only old people, talk about this kind of stuff. It's just...
But Nixon was a pivotal figure in American history.
It's a pivotal figure in American history, and so is Lincoln. Do you want us to start talking about the Civil War?
But it's relatively recent. People remember it.
Old people remember it. Old. People that are, excuse me, Phil, but people that are ready to die, for that matter. But I'm telling you that talking about deep throat is offensive to women because that was the name of a porn movie that offended women everywhere. And it had a woman in that movie. Well, you know what she was doing.
All right, 1-800-449-8686. Here is Joe. Joe, go ahead. You're on the Phil Hendry Show with David G. Hall.
Okay, I mean, I think that really, if we're in the context of a news story, that people are not really going to immediately jump to the porn reference.
I can't take that chance.
I think it's kind of a weak argument. I mean, I think it's a story that is topical about a president who betrayed the trust of everyone. I'm only 28 years old, and I know about I know we know about Watergate.
That's a matter of opinion, whether he betrayed the trust.
Well, wait a minute. That's not a matter of opinion. I mean, Richard
He
Nixon
committed a
resigned.
crime.
I thought he was. I thought he was a very solid foreign policy president.
Okay, everybody says that about Nixon, and maybe he was, but as a president, as this gentleman is saying, holding the trust of the American people, he took an oath to defend the Constitution.
Look at,
and then he violated it.
Woodward and Bernstein were out for blood, and I think there's something to be said about how they feel about women. These two reporters. Every time you got to talk about deep throat, how do you think women feel about having to say that?
You know something? I can watch commercials every single day about how to clean myself if I feel unfresh. I really think that you're just going off on a tangent. Nixon and deep throat. This is a very topical story. It's very big news. And
What do you
news
mean?
needs to be discussed.
I don't understand about how you can clean yourself. What does that mean?
I mean, there's commercials on TV for all kinds of feminine products, and I don't think people immediately go, well, you know, it's vagina. So vagina means I must be talking about porn. You're talking about a gentleman whose nickname was Deep Throat, and in the context of the story, I don't think women are offended.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You just used a word in reference to a woman's private area. Okay. Did that give you a thrill saying that?
No, actually, it doesn't, because I mean, I'm using it, and I mean, this is a
we're talking about this, and
no, let the caller explain. I want to hear this. Did you get some kind of a cheap thrill saying that?
Of course not. I mean, I'm not. I mean, I'm an average American. I'm not a pervert.
It sounds. Let me ask you a question, and I don't mean to be offensive.
Sure.
And I don't know how to say this. Do you know a little bit something about the topic?
Okay, that's irregardless of what we're talking. Don't even answer that, sir. That is.
Wait a minute. Wait. What do you mean? Don't answer that?
What difference does it make whether he knows something about the topic or not?
Well, I mean,
this. Yes.
I'm pretty sure my wife would agree that. I mean, we are a happily married couple.
Oh, all right. So you're heterosexual.
Yes.
All right. I'm sorry.
Well, what did that mean?
I don't know whether this guy's got some first-hand knowledge about the topic.
I mean, look, I'm a college-age student. I mean, we know about Nixon, we know about Watergate. I think, you know, using the reference that was used during the time of the story is not offensive.
Right,
I think women are educated enough not to go porn.
Well,
you know, I think you as a man might be jumping to porn, and you might have a little issue yourself. Because if that's all you keep talking about again and again.
No, but wait a minute. Let me tell you something. I'm in an industry right now that's under fire because of sexually related material. We got stations losing licenses. I have to be mindful of this. And I would suggest that you ask your wife when you get home tonight, when she hears the term deep throat, does she immediately start, you know, like I said, I mean, does she immediately go to the gag reflex?
Oh, brother.
Well, actually, I would probably never say that to my wife.
What is so funny about that?
I'm so happily married.
What is so funny about that?
What do you mean go to the gag? Look, you saw one movie.
It was one of those pro-am, huh? It was one of those pro-ams where the guy brings his wife in.
Okay.
And she gagged. What is this guy laughing about? And what I'm asking both of you gentlemen now is to get serious here, because licenses are at stake.
I'm as serious as a freaking heart attack on this thing, man. All right, thanks, Joe, for your call. I just think that because you were watching, you think women are immediately going to, I don't know. Here is...
See, you don't have your thoughts clear about it.
Here is Cody. Go ahead, Cody.
Hi, I just wanted to say a couple of things real quick. First of all, I'm 27 years old. I was born after the whole Watergate scandal, and I completely agree with the last caller that it was important in American politics because what it showed was that even the president is subject to the laws of this country. The other thing I wanted to tell you was that within 3 seconds of hearing the word, what you were talking about, in reference to the news story, I knew it was that in reference to the news story. But the most important thing I wanted to say to this guy is that...
So you didn't think about... Well, you're a guy, so I'm talking about women. They hear the term deep throat, and it's uncomfortable for them.
Okay, but it's in context to the news story.
Right.
And I think once they hear that...
Look, Cody, hold on. Cody, hold the line. I'm going to take a break, but you'll be coming out.
No, I want to hear what this guy has to say.
I got to take a break.
See, he's a guy. He hears deep throat. Okay. Women hear that, and they almost, a lot of women have told me they kind of go, I don't know how to explain it.
All right, hold on. 1-800-449-8686.
1-800-449-8686. The world-famous Phil Hendry Show.
The Phil Hendry Show is back. 1-800-449-8686.
We're talking about the man who is known as Deep Throat, Mr. Mark Felt, number 2 at the FBI, admitting such today, yesterday actually, or over the weekend to the press. His family has come out, by the way, and said, I hope you view my father as an American hero. He took his job into his hands, took his career and perhaps his life in his hands doing this. David Hall.
Well, I think that's going above and beyond. I mean, look at Woodward and Bernstein. Okay, they were good reporters, but I think this Nixon, I think this was out to get Nixon. And this, again, I don't care. You keep wanting to talk about this story as if anyone cares about it. That's number one. Number two.
Well, you just heard a guy.
I heard a man who claimed he was straight. Okay. And look, here's the number one thing.
What, are you saying that guy was gay?
I think so.
Is that why you asked him if he had first-hand knowledge of the topic?
Well, the point that I'm making is I want to know whether I'm getting callers here who have a special interest or who are just regular, real people. Now, here's the point. I talked, and you know her, I talked to Susan Daly over there at Newsweek, and I told her, when you keep hearing this reference, deep throat this, deep throat, what do you think? And she said to me, I'm getting sick and tired of it because it reminds me of having to, do that sometimes.
So she immediately makes...
Yeah, she makes the reference. A lot of women do. And in that movie, I don't know if you saw it. I didn't see it, but I heard about it, and it's entirely offensive, where this woman is basically, they're huge. And how she didn't just... And I talked to Sharon. She said, yeah, every woman, when she hears the name Deep Throat, she immediately kind of gags up a little bit.
Every woman in contact...
Phil, I'm just telling you what the FCC requires of this radio station.
All right, 1-800-449-8686. Sharon, go ahead. You're on the Phil Hendry Show. Sharon, would you just hold for 1 second? I had Cody hanging on. I'll get right to you. Sorry, Cody, go right ahead. You were with us through the break. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I wanted to get back to my main point that I wanted to tell this guy. He wants to know about legitimate callers. I want to tell him something that I'm in the military. I'm a captain and a U.S. Army Ranger stationed with the 10th Mountain Division. I'm getting ready to go over for my second combat deployment in August. What I did when I signed up for this job was to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States.
By the way, we support you, Cody. We're with you.
Don't suck up.
I'm not sucking up. I'm telling you.
Hey, I'm going to talk for a minute, and you're going to listen.
I just don't want the host sucking up to you.
I'm just telling the young man that we're proud of him and we're glad for the job they're doing. I don't think they've been hearing enough of that.
I swore to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States, and that means the First Amendment.
And to uphold deep-throating?
No, you listen to me. I think it's offensive that you think Americans are so stupid that you need to suppress information from us. You claim to protect the American people. I protect the American people. And what you're doing is pushing a political agenda,
Sir, I'm trying to say that the FCC is, with all due respect to your, going over to Iraq and everything, I'm in the broadcast business. We have licenses. And my host here wants to go, oh, yeah, deep throat.
What he's talking about is Watergate. He's talking about a news
story, a political story.
Well, every American who's listening to this radio program right now knows exactly what he's talking about. He's talking about Watergate. And for you to say that nobody cares means that you know exactly what Americans are thinking. And I'm telling you, you don't. You're disconnected from reality.
I'm not trying to tell you how to be a soldier. Please don't tell me how to be a communicator. It's my job to know what the American people are thinking. That's what I do for a living. And I'm telling you
don't know what we're thinking.
This host is on, and it's a small step from saying deep throat to she deep-throated, and that kind of thing.
What do you mean? Why would I even go there? Okay.
Phil, I'm going to ask you to just shut up while I'm talking to the caller. Do you hear what I'm saying, sir? Is the caller there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
But you know what? I'm done talking to you because you're not going to see my point. Phil, it's a great show.
So in other words, if I don't agree with you, you're hanging up. I guess that's the way you treat the enemy, though. If they don't agree with you, you shoot them.
Well, yeah, that's about how you treat the enemy. All right, Cody, thank you. 1-800-449-8686. Go ahead, Sharon.
I am so beyond offended by almost everything this man has said. I don't even know where to start.
I'm trying to protect women.
You are not protecting me. I am a 54-year-old woman who lived through Watergate, who as soon as I found out about Deep Throat, which, by the way, did not remind me of any kind of porn that you keep talking about.
You don't have a gag reflex.
That's none of your business. That has nothing to do with Watergate and Deep Throat. Get that through your head.
It doesn't, huh? It doesn't. The film, ma'am, was...
The film was pornography.
We are talking about the film. We're talking about Watergate and the man who was called Deep Throat.
I want to ask Mr. Henry to shut up while I'm talking to the callers.
That's my show.
Just shut up. Okay.
I agree with... this is the first time I've ever listened to this show.
I just want to get to your point. What was your point? Your point is you don't gag.
My point is you're a moron. And I hate to be reduced to that kind of name-calling, but I can't come up with anything that makes sense.
What I'm saying is this. The FCC made it clear in March of 2004.
Why don't you call Howard Stern show when you want to talk about the FCC?
Wait a second. This is happening to the entire industry. We've got stations being fined everywhere. I've got to monitor for material. Now this news story happens.
Wait a minute. Who brought up the reference to the porn movie about Deep Throat?
That's what it's about.
I doubt it was any other color but you.
Ma'am, you know as well as I do that nickname was given to that man because of that film.
It doesn't matter. When I think of Deep Throat, I think of what happened in Watergate. I don't think of that film, and I resent you saying that every woman thinks of a porn film when they hear Deep Throat.
Yeah, okay.
We don't.
Whatever you say.
Well, what are you saying, the lady's a liar?
You don't agree with me, so now you're going to refer like you did to the soldier who's defending us.
No, ma'am, I'm not. It's not that I don't agree with you. I question whether you're being frankly truthful.
All right, let me tell you. As soon as I heard about that on the news, I called a friend of mine who is 5 years younger than myself and is not 1 foot in the grave, as you referred to us.
Is she female? Was it a female?
Yes, it was a female.
That's significant.
And when I called her, I said, guess what? They named Deep Throat. And she went, oh, my God, you're kidding me. Who was it? She didn't think anything of the porn film. It's not, you cannot, as a man especially.
Ma'am, when you said that to her, she didn't go anything.
Are you serious? Are you for real?
Am I for real? Do you know how much the FCC fines?
What the lady said, what her friend said. Why do you say she didn't like that?
Look at, friend. Millions of dollars in fines are shutting down radio stations, and guys like you are losing their jobs. Guys like Mr. Henry losing their jobs because they want to get in the air and talk all about how...
Wait a minute. He didn't bring up the reference to the porn film, did he?
Wait a minute. The movie...
The porn issue didn't come into this discussion until you brought it in. So are you trying to get him off the air? Is that your point?
No, I am not. The Deep Throat is about a movie. People know more about that movie.
Deep Throat, in this context, is about what happened in Watergate.
Here's where you're showing your age.
So what? I'm proud of my age. I lived through that stuff.
Most people, when they hear Deep Throat, they think of the movie.
No.
You are so wrong.
I don't think so.
You are so wrong. Most people with perversion in their heads or a penchant for
Wait a second. That movie made more money. That movie grossed more money.
So what? We're not talking about money. You want to talk about money? Let's talk about what happened because of Watergate.
People vote with their money. And because you can't be honest enough to say when you heard you didn't...
Oh, all right. Now you're out of control. Because you have... Number one, I am being honest. I was very interested. I followed everything that went on in Watergate.
I bet you were interested.
Okay, that's way over the line.
Well, I don't think
that's way over the line.
And I don't take back saying I was driving home in my car listening to this, and I swear there was a cop in front of me. I wanted to flag him down and say, "Turn on the radio and listen to this idiot."
So you want to have me arrested because you don't agree with what I say?
No, I didn't say I wanted to have you arrested. I said I wanted to talk to the cop about it. I wanted to talk to the first person I saw about what insanity I was hearing on the radio.
So here's a woman that wants to turn you into the cops.
She didn't say that,
man. Oh, my God.
Well, her first instinct was to go to the authorities.
No, my first instinct...
And why is that?
If you listen to what I said, which obviously you're not listening to anything I said.
I hear you.
You accused a previous caller of being gay as if it would have made a difference in the issue. This is the typical right-wing... bash anybody that doesn't agree with you and find something wrong with them.
You liberals out there you're a liberal, you ought to know what I'm talking about when I talk about
I am an independent, so now you're automatically assuming that I have a
people are all the same, you have peculiar tastes, and you're telling me your friend, you go, hey, guess what, Deep Throat,
And this
I'm
is
sure
a woman.
She started off with what she said.
This is a woman who
I'm sure
supports
she said,
5
really?
children. Is that somebody? And worked for a living
5 children
in a grocery store.
And you're telling me she doesn't know anything about the whole topic of reflex?
All right.
Oh my.
Sharon, thank you very much for your call.
Oh my God. Good luck.
Yeah. No, you good luck.
All right. 1-800-449-8686. The Phil Hendry Show. We're talking about Deep Throat, the man who was Deep Throat. Or are we talking about it? Should we not even mention it because, after all, it was the name of a porn movie? It's the Phil Hendry Show.
The Phil Hendry Show. 1-800-449-8686. Fair and balanced without the porn. One 1-800-449-8686. The Phil Hendry Show is back.
And that's what I'm saying, that the females who are following this story, women of all ages, don't think of porn when they think of the name Deep Throat. We're talking with David G. Hall, Vice President of Syndication, about the Mark Felt today coming out, the 91-year-old former FBI man, and saying, I was Deep Throat. The source for the Woodward and Bernstein reporting in the Washington Post, which was the most notable of all the reporting that was done about Watergate back then, and it was Woodward and Bernstein who really were making the large claims, really shocking claims against the Nixon administration. New York Times was too, but it was the Washington Post that exposed these campaign fund, slush funds, exposed the possibility the president knew something and was lying to the American people about it.
Well, I don't want you to start getting into that. We're talking about something very basic having to do with the Federal Communications Commission dictates on decency. And
look, at last week you didn't want me saying root beer because it had the term root in it. One other time you didn't want me saying, what was it, Mark, that one time you didn't want me saying?
You say a lot. Don't start bringing up what I say.
You don't want me saying words. When I talked about Maria and I having an Easter ham and I had to pull the bone out of it.
Right. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. You're telling me I was wrong there?
What was wrong about me talking about pulling a bone out of a ham?
Oh, my God. You want to keep going there, don't you, Phil? You want to test the waters. You want to test the limits of what this country and what the Federal Communications Commission will allow. Well, I'm telling you that there is...
What is wrong with me saying pulling bone out of a ham?
Pulling ham. That's what I'm talking about. Now you come on the air, oh, guess what? Hey, deep throat this and deep throat that, deep throating, she deep throated this and that. And
I didn't say anything like that.
But you're thinking it, and so are the females out there.
Here is Diane. Go ahead, Diane. You're on the Phil Hendry Show.
Mr. Hendry, your guest is insulting every single human being who was alive during Watergate and who has studied the history of it. And
yeah, a lot of old people. Yeah, I'm talking about the young people today.
My friend, I am 59 years young. I lived through Watergate, and I am not ready to die. Neither are my children who studied it in college. And I find you offensive.
Well, how do you know they studied it?
And full of poppycock. And what do you think when I say poppycock?
Well, you know something? If that word falls off of your lips with ease, then it tells me a lot about you.
It tells you that I know a lot of Victorian curse words.
I think if those words fall out of your mouth with ease, it tells me a lot. It tells me a lot about you. Okay, tells me a lot about you. If I'm not talking to a lady, then I'm not talking to a lady. But
You're
I'm telling you
to somebody who
that
recognizes your diversion.
Ladies,
it's a diversion that you're trying to pull. So we're not talking about the fact no one is above the law.
Now wait just a second.
Well, you did say you were a fan of Nixon.
I thought Nixon got a bad...
didn't say I was a fan of Nixon.
No, you didn't, Diane. I'm talking about the Mr. Hall. You said...
I thought Nixon was a way better president than people gave him credit for.
Doesn't matter.
You know what?
That matters is no one is above the law.
Oh, can't you think of anything more original than that?
Even if they're not...
I can watch a L.A. Law and Order and get that line.
Pay attention to it, sir. Pay attention to it. Because that's what history proved for us there.
Look, I notice how you want to avoid the whole deep throat issue, don't you? Why?
It isn't an issue, sir. An issue is a code word.
What am I talking to C-3PO?
That is political.
What?
And if you continue to insult the American women, you're going to get a lot of phone
I'm not
calls
insulting you.
saying,
I'm trying to
we're
protect
not
the American...
as stupid as you think we are.
I'm trying to protect the American women from
We are
hearing a
not
term.
as stupid as you think we are.
I didn't say you were stupid.
Yes, you did.
I
Yes,
did
you
not.
did.
I said that...
Yes, you
By
did. You said
complete inference, sir, I do not need your protection from
Ma'am.
such poppycock.
Are you trying to tell me then you want to hear all about deep throating?
No, I want to hear about Watergate.
We're not talking about that.
Where we're supposed to be.
Well, she's all interested in,
The fact that we're supposed to be talking about Watergate, and you diverted it.
You know what? I'll tell you why
You
you're comfortable with
diverted
this. You don't even have a gag reflex.
What the hell difference does that make? You diverted from a political agenda.
well,
you have a dirty mind,
I'd
sir.
like to get to know you better.
Have a very dirty
Boy,
mind,
that is
sir.
really sick.
What is?
You are a very sick and
You're
dirty-minded
a sick-
person.
All right, look at why don't you break, Phil?
I do have to break. Hold on. 1-800-449-8686.
Phil Hendry Show. 1-800-449-8686.
Why don't you ask Mommy to scoop you an extra helping of dumb tonight?
8686. The Phil Hendry Show is back.
All right, you got it?
I got it right now, yeah.
Okay, I'm watching... by the way, is that caller Diane still on the phone, Phil?
No, she's gone.
That's too bad. I wanted to maybe get her phone number. Here's the thing that I wanted to...
Why did you want her phone number?
She said she didn't have a gag reflex.
What do you want to say?
Don't talk to me like that.
What do you want to say? I got 40 seconds.
Okay, right here is the music to... Forgive me, but this is a film and it is pornographic. But it does illustrate perfectly what I'm talking about. The movie's called Do My Wife Volume 2. In it, a wife says... These are amateur wives.
Uh-huh.
She says, ooh, my gag reflex. So, that kind of says it, doesn't it?
Yeah, man, that really connects in perfect with the Watergate scandal.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm David G.
The Phil Hendry Show. 1-800-449-8686.
Phil Hendry Show here, 1-800-449-8686, 1-800-449-8686. And Jesse Ventura is the governor of Minnesota. There is a recall petition that's circulating. An unsuccessful write-in candidate for governor filed a recall petition Thursday seeking to remove Governor Jesse Ventura from office. He's a very interesting guy, isn't he? He's controversial. He's made some statements. He's gotten a lot of press. He's written a book, and there's all kinds of things that sort of circle around this man, that orbit this guy wherever he goes. He's a wrestler. People are just very compelled to talk about him or to watch him or to look at him operate or to follow him in the news. It's, probably a very good thing because politics is what? Politics ain't nothing, man. I mean, there's not really very many compelling personalities in the political arena. This guy's one of them. Here's the thing that really bothers me, these recall petitions. And you might not have been involved in one, or maybe you're not familiar with them, but these people, all of a sudden they get a burr under their saddle. They got a cob shoved someplace deep and deep and wide, and they decide that they don't want a guy in office because 6 months ago he looked pretty good, but he said something off color. Maybe the bald head is reflecting the sun the wrong way. Maybe they just don't like the way the guy's wearing his T-shirt, so they decide they're going to recall him. The same thing happened where I live. I live in a little town called Thousand Oaks, and they elected somebody there. City council. 6 months later, they're standing there at the supermarket. We have a recall petition that we really think you ought to look at. For what? Well, we think this person, Lloyd Frombley, he's blowing it. Well, what are you talking about, man? You just elected this cat. Well, you don't understand, sir. Yeah, I understand totally well, man. I'm totally down. In other words, you just... the wind's blowing the wrong way today, and you're going to recall. You got nothing to do, man. The lawnmower's broken. Is that it? Why don't you clean your garage out? You do more good going home and cleaning that pigsty that you call a garage out. Get the gas cans out of there. Get the recyclable newspaper out of there. Go home and do something. We're going to recall a petition here because the person... And I couldn't believe this. I said, you know what? And I almost got to... Because it's the kind of guy that I am, I guess. I'm not a confrontational person, but sometimes I just open my mouth. And... which is what I do for a living, I guess. There's a whole lot of nothing coming out, and there's nothing different when I'm walking in front of a supermarket there, and the guy's got a recall petition. He said, look at, dude, you ain't going to recall nobody. You voted for her. She's going to be in office, so find yourself a life real soon. Well, same thing's going up here. This guy, Ventura, big time up there. People dig him, but hey, there's a guy who wants to recall him because he's saying all that bad crap, because he's using taxpayers' money, whatever. I really think unless this guy has done something so outrageously heinous and criminal, unless the guy has... What would be the worst thing he could possibly do? I'm still thinking. I can't think of one thing. Murder? No, not even that. I'm kidding. I mean, something really, really felonious, man, like the Felonious Monk. You remember that guy that played piano? Something like that. But these guys, with their standing out in front of supermarkets with their clipboards and their straw hats and their recall petitions, you just want to turn them in the direction of a good bowling alley. Now, our number is 1-800-449-8686. What do you think about this propensity that it seems to be snowballing in this fine country of ours to take a guy, as soon as you elect him, well, you know, he kind of he's using the wrong cologne this morning. Let's turn him out of office for the dumbest stuff, because this guy's got an axe to grind. The dude that's filed this petition, he was an unsuccessful write-in candidate. This guy's problem is very simply this. He didn't get elected governor, man, so he's very upset somebody else did, especially a guy with a bald head and saying all that crap, wearing buckskin, and he used to wear a feathered boa. How come a guy like that gets in ahead of me? If the 25 signatures this guy Davis gathers so far can be verified, the state Supreme Court could order a public hearing. 25 signatures is all this guy needs. So some dude comes shuffling up. Maybe he registered to vote this year. Other than that, he looks like Dennis Hopper in a Nike commercial. He's pumping that cheese onto the nacho chips. He's got one of those little referee hats. He's got a knapsack. He's living out of a shopping cart. This guy, get 25 signatures, you got yourself a recall. Or at least you got the things in motion. Chaps by Hyde, brother. 1-800-449-8686. 1-800-449-8686. Let's go to Bellflower. Hi, you're on the Phil Hendry Show.
Yes, Phil, how you doing?
Good.
Phil, I think that you are kind of simplifying what is going on.
How so, ma'am?
Well, because I think that Governor Ventura has shown himself to be, I think he has shown himself to be a bit of a Rolling Stone, or maybe that's not the right word, a Beau Brummel. You know,
in what way?
Well, he has made comments, and I think we are all aware of the comments that he made. You know, that religion is...
Oh, the religion comment?
Yes, that religion is for weak-minded people. He has offended the entire religious institution of our country. And I don't think that's a small thing. I think that goes right to the very heart of the Bill of Rights. And also he had made the comment about tailhook, where it was all right for these Navy SEALs
No, I didn't agree with that comment. I'll give you that, okay?
Well, you know what he said. He said that these men have been in the Navy, they are trained killer or what have you, and that they are people who you should forgive for harassing a woman like that. And I think that is wrong.
Yeah, but is that a reason to recall a guy?
I think it is, because I think that when you put all these comments together, the comments he had made about black people,
what comments did he make about black people?
He had made a comment when he had given comments to the press about the religious situation for weak-minded people. He had said something about black people vine swinging or swinging from trees.
He didn't say that.
He had made a comment like that, yes. And that black folks only look good in baseball uniforms. And that
I did not hear him say any of those things.
Well, that had been...
Was that on the newswire?
As far as I know, yes, it was. Yes, it was.
What did he say about black folks swinging from vines?
He said something along the lines of black folks, black actors are good in action movies. They look good swinging from a vine or swinging from a tree or a rope or something like that.
Swinging from a rope?
Not with their hanging him, but they look good swinging from a vine. He said they look good in baseball uniform. That to me is...
I did not hear him make any disparaging comments about African Americans.
Well, now, you see what I'm saying? So, in other words, if he had, and I have every bit of information to say that he had, you would want him to be recalled, wouldn't you? Because
you know what, man, when you're talking about, I did not hear Governor Ventura saying anything about black folks looking good swinging from vines.
He said that about action movies. He said that I love to see Eddie Murphy and the other action star, Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. They look good in action movies, look good swinging from a vine.
Well, if he said that, I did not hear him say anything like that.
What I'm saying is...
But if he did, even if he did, you have to understand, we got a President Clinton. Even he wasn't impeached, okay?
Well, I did not think that President Clinton should be impeached.
Why not? Why not? You want to recall Jesse Ventura because the guy made a comment about religion. Why not President Clinton getting impeached?
Because he did not do anything that is impeachable. Yes, he did involve himself in sexual activity that did violate his marriage vows, but it was inappropriate, but it was not an impeachable offense. And I think our founding fathers are clear and they foresaw events such as these. And if you know anything about the Constitution, you know that the founding fathers in their ultimate wisdom spell it out, that kind of sexual activity is not going to get you impeached.
Well, he had a woman in the Oval Office performing oral sex on him.
But that is not. The founding fathers have mentioned in the Federalist Papers, have only meant the only thing you can impeach a president for when it comes to sex is, and I don't want to use the wrong phrase, but that sort of backyard, anal.
The only thing you can impeach a president on is what?
In terms of sex.
Is anal sex?
Is anal sex. According to Federalist Papers. Now, there are other things you can't impeach him on, but if it's on sex, it's that what they call it, kids call it backyard, go out and work in the backyard, or that Dirty Pete's Lake or something like that. You cannot.
So in the Federalist, I want to be clear on this, okay, and I got to take a break. You're telling me, what is your name?
So I'm Claire, I'm in Bellflower, and I'm enjoying your show this evening.
All right, hold on for a minute. I never heard of any such thing. I never heard him make any comments about black folks swinging from vines, and I've certainly never heard of the Federalist Papers containing anything about impeachable sexual offenses. 1-800-449-8686, The Phil Hendrie Show. Phil Hendrie Show here, 1-800-449-8686. Presidents have been impeached for, I don't know what they've been impeached for, but you're saying that, see, if you think that Jesse the Body ought to be recalled because he said that religion is for weak-minded people, or that the tailhook thing was much ado about nothing, then why, they didn't even impeach Clinton is what I'm saying.
Because he did not do anything that was impeachable, is what I'm trying to say to you. In other words, what they are talking about is his sexual life that was oral sex that was involved in the White House. All right?
Okay, but they couldn't impeach him for that. They didn't even call him back for that, okay? So why are they going to call back Jesse the Body?
They could not bring President Clinton back because he did not do anything that was impeachable. The only impeachable sexual offense is spelled out in the Federalist Papers. And that has to do with, as I said, I don't want to, it's a difficult thing to articulate. But there is a reference in there to anal or whatever. And
there's a reference in the Federalist Papers to presidents can only be impeached if they engage in anal sex.
That is correct, yes.
I am not familiar with that at all, and I'm certainly not familiar.
Well, Phil, you may not be familiar with it, but it is a part of our history, and that's something that you should educate yourself to before you start talking about whether these people should be called back or not.
Well, I'm not familiar with Jesse Ventura saying that black folks look good swinging from vines, okay?
Well, it was something having to do with action movies, and that we look good in baseball uniforms. That kind of stereotyping is wrong, and that's one of the reasons why that man should not be president.
All right, here's Concord on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Yeah, I just wanted
Turn your radio down. Turn your radio down.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to say that President Clinton was not impeached for the sexual acts. He was impeached.
Well, that was why they brought the charges.
Yeah, but he lied under oath.
That was why they brought the charges.
He got impeached for lying under oath.
They impeached him because of the sexual activity in the White House.
No, they impeached him because he lied about the sexual activity. He lied to a court.
No, they did not prove that he lied. They did not prove that at all. The reason why they impeached him was because he had been involved in this sexual activity on federal property with a federal worker.
Well, he said he lied.
You have to get educated. No, you have to get educated to what is applicable to this situation.
He lied under oath. I mean, that's why
that might be, but that's not why he was impeached.
Wasn't he impeached because he lied under oath?
No.
Why was he impeached?
Because of the sexual activity in the White House. No, and that was it. And you cannot impeach a man because he had sex in the White House, oral sex in the White House.
See, what happened was...
You can impeach a man for the anal sex or whatever like that. That is something that is impeachable.
In court, they asked him if he had sexual contacts. He told them no. Then he came back and said yes, he did have sexual acts, at which he lied under oath, and that's why he got impeached, for lying under oath.
Okay, so what we're talking really about two different things. We're not talking about him. We're talking about Jesse the Body Ventura, right?
Well, that's all I'm saying. That Jesse did something much worse. He undermined the religious institution of our country.
All right, anyway, thanks for your call. Here is Bandon on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello.
Just wanted to tell you, Phil, I hate to disagree with the lady, but this country is ruled by the Constitution.
Yes, but it's based on the Federalist Papers.
That has nothing to do with it. The Federalist Papers are a document that was prepared and is out there, but that is not what rules this country.
Well, don't talk down to me.
The Constitution is what rules this country, and it says that the president can be impeached for high crimes and misdemeanors.
Well, sir,
now, in some places...
All right, hold on, sir. You're not giving us... Hey, sir, you're not giving a speech, okay? What did you want to say?
I'm saying that he is about as educated on this as I am, so I don't know how he can talk down to me on this. Okay? You have your opinion. I have my opinion. And the Federalist Papers definitely say that a sitting president cannot engage in anal sex or work in the backyard or whatever you want to call it. Okay? And I'm sorry to have to disagree with you, but those are the facts.
It was not my intent to talk down to you.
And that was in the Federalist Papers.
That's correct, yes. And the Federalist Papers, says no sodomization. All right, and that is the basis for the constitutional law.
The Federalist Papers were not adopted by the Congress of this country, by the founders of this country.
No, but that was the basis.
Is what was adopted, man.
That was the basis of the Constitution, and the sodomizations mentioned in there frequently. So that's something you need to get educated on.
No, ma'am. You need to get educated on what the Constitution says. That's what
I know, but I know what it's
the Federalist Papers.
And I think you need to get educated on that.
Well, thanks anyway, Phil.
Thank you very much for your call. Here is San Diego on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a question for Clara. I'm 24 years old, and I'm pretty up to beat in politics. And you know what? I don't think that Jesse Ventura said any of that stuff.
Well, he said that in context with the other things he was talking about.
Oh, come on now.
Black folks swinging from vines and everything else. I don't know if you are a supporter of Jesse Ventura. I can understand, that you would want to back him up. But I think the man shoots his mouth off before he thinks.
Well, you know what? I do. I think you should pay attention a little more to politics. I do agree that...
1-800-449-8686. We're talking about this recall petition. Don't you agree that this stuff is strictly minor league, that these guys who are going to recall politicians need a life?
I think in this case, Jesse Ventura, for saying what he said about baseball, black people, I think he needs to be recalled.
I still don't know where it was that he said they're swinging from vines, they look good in baseball uniforms, and that, what was this other comment?
Well, he mentioned that black folks don't live in Minnesota because their feet don't fit into snowshoes. Now, I think that might be funny to some people.
But their feet don't fit into snowshoes.
That's right. But I think that might be funny to some people. It's not funny to me. And so that's why he should be recalled. President Clinton did nothing to be impeached for. And that's the point that we're trying to make here tonight.
Well, I don't know that the Federalist Papers, as that last guy was talking about, is applicable. I don't know that it says anything in there to do with sodomization.
That is the one impeachable offense. Backstage pass, backyard work, what have you. That is all there in the Federalist Papers.
In the Federalist Papers?
That's correct.
That a president can't engage in
what you call
work in the backyard or whatever the hell you want to call it.
That's right.
All right, Phil Hendry Show here, 1-800-449-8686, 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendry Show.
皆様、本日はフィル・ヘンドリーエアをご利用いただき誠にありがとうございます。この飛行機は地上3万フィートを飛行してまいります。また、通信、本日機内ではゴジラを用意しております。また、Pearl Harbor. And now, here's Phil.
Phil Hendry Show, 1-800-449-8686. It's not often that we talk about politics on this show, but this recall petition against Jesse Ventura, governor of Minnesota, has me a little bit upset. We've had at least one caller who thinks he should be recalled on the basis of the statements that he made that religion is for weak-minded people.
Yes, I think that undermines a lot of people, Phil.
But isn't that his right to say that? And as I said, there are a lot more people who've said a lot worse things and done a lot worse things. And I mentioned President Clinton, okay? He wasn't impeached. He wasn't thrown out of office. This guy...
Yes, but President Clinton did not do anything impeachable. According to Federalist Papers, he was not involved in buggery. And he was...
What do you mean he was not involved in... in the Federalist Papers, he wasn't involved in buggery?
That is my understanding. As a sexually impeachable offense, President of the United States can be involved. And a lot of presidents got close. Andrew Jackson got close. Not James Garfield, he was assassinated, but Zachary Taylor got close.
Got close to what? Violating the constitutional prohibition against
what you were talking about, against going down, the backstage pass. And that's what I'm talking about, and that is what you have to understand. Otherwise, you need to get educated on these facts.
I've never heard anything like it before in my life. Here is Kannapolis on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello.
Hello, Phil?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you call last night?
I'm sorry, no.
Okay, I thought I recognized your voice. Go ahead.
No, it's ridiculous. Don't compare Ventura versus Clinton. If you look at it, if you take a pure look at Ventura is looking right at the people. He's a pure-minded soul compared
to undermined religion in this country. It's something
compared to regular politicians. He's a pure-minded soul.
If Bill Clinton had said that religion is for weak-minded people, what do you think would have happened to him? Well, he would be crucified because it is a very controversial thing to say.
No, well, I haven't heard Jesse Ventura talk about that.
I'm sorry?
I haven't heard Jesse Ventura talk about that.
All right, well, read a newspaper, sir. Here is Wichita on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello.
Yeah, am I on?
Yes, sir.
All right, Phil. The only thing I would ask is that your guest here, if she can present anything in regards to Federalist Papers. I've read the Federalist Papers now, and I've heard any kind of reference to anything in regards to the backyard or whatever you want to call it.
I'm not talking about that. They use express term in terms of sodomization.
In the Federalist Papers.
To read directly from the Federalist Papers anywhere where they make reference to the backyard or whatever you want to say there.
I'm using a euphemism. I'm using a euphemism.
Go ahead.
I'm using a euphemism, all right? Thomas Jefferson and some of the other people involved in writing the Federalist Papers, which were philosophically the foundation of the Constitution. You know that, don't you?
Yes, I understand that, but do you also understand that although those are based as a foundation of the Constitution, they are not the Constitution?
They are not the Constitution.
The unfortunate thing is, ma'am, that you're here on a national radio show and talking to thousands of listeners, and what you're putting out there is hearsay. Now, you've made references to things that Jesse Ventura has stated, but I've caught none of this in the press, none of this on any radio.
Neither have I.
And this is stuff that all of these listeners are catching, and you're saying it as fact, and that's not what it is.
Now, hold on for a minute. You just heard a man say that he had not heard Jesse Ventura say that religion is for weak-minded people. You heard
I don't dispute that, but...
All right, but you just heard a man say that he did not hear that. So I'm saying if that man did not... Phil, could I be allowed to finish my statement?
All right, hold on. I think she's making I think she's making a point. Wait. I think she... Wait. Oh, my God. Hey, sir, I think you need to hold on for a minute because she was making a point concerning the fact that some people didn't hear that Ventura made the comment, religion is for weak-minded people. Is that what you're saying, ma'am?
Yes, I'm saying if they did not hear that comment, as one of Phil's previous callers had not, then they might not have heard the comment about the sodomization and black folks swinging from vines and things like that.
Okay, now let me give you
what do you mean? What did he say?
About religion being for weak-minded people.
He's going to go on and on now, and I'll try to say... Can I say something else?
Yeah, by all means. Right. We're debating here. If I get to talk, by all means, I'll give you an opportunity to talk, just like if you afford the same thing to me.
I want to say one more sentence. In the Federalist Papers, they talk about the aberrant sexual behavior of a president, and the only impeachable offense sexually that a president can commit is the buggerization or the sodomization.
Right. Okay.
All right.
And
That's all I'm saying.
sodomization is a broad term. Would
The
you not consider
buggerization.
oral sex with an intern of a government employee in the White House in the Oval Office to be sodomy?
No, not
sodomy is a broad
according
term
to
now, and in this day and age, it does not only refer to anal sex.
Not according to the Federalist Papers. They were only talking about, backstage pass, what have you, that kind of thing.
No, I can't agree with that. And again, you're using this euphemism that you cannot make reference to in the Federalist Papers.
I do not want to be graphic, but I do know the Federalist Papers use the term buggerization, bugamy, that kind of thing.
Which we keep getting back to Bill Clinton. We're upon.
Yeah, I thought we were talking about Jesse Ventura.
Well, Jesse Ventura said that people need to, they're weak-minded if they believe in religion. I think he should be impeached.
So I give you that one. That is one fact about the weak-minded people. And
I said if you're going to impeach,
there's all these other items that you've thrown out there, and again, this broad listenership is catching, and they're taking it as the God-given fact.
You didn't hear that,
and it's just something that you pulled out of Lord only knows where.
No, you didn't hear that he said that about black folks swinging from vines.
Lord, no, I didn't hear that.
Well,
and
sir, I
I
suggest
certainly
that you
don't believe it coming from you.
Well, and why is that, sir?
Because of everything else that you've said that has been completely false.
But, sir, you cannot prove that I have said anything here tonight that's false.
If you can't prove to me anything in the press or any kind of tape, Lord knows if he said it, it's on tape. If you had educated yourself and brought that tape to this radio show this evening and presented that to these viewers or these listeners, then maybe you would be more believable. But at this point, I don't know why.
What about the comment that he made? Well, he made a joke. You see, when he makes a comment and everybody says it's a joke. And some people don't find it funny. Now, he said there's not enough black folks in Minnesota because their feet don't fit snowshoes. Everybody thinks that's funny.
Okay, look, I listen to the news and listen to radio shows and read the press.
Yeah, that's the comment I didn't hear about.
That if he had made any comment about black people and snowshoes, that they would crucify him. That's why I don't believe for a second what you're saying. Because, like I said, had you educated yourself and in an attempt to educate this audience, you would have brought those facts with you. And Lord, like I said, you're pulling them out of nowhere.
No, I'm not. I said everybody thinks that's a joke. I take them seriously. That's all I'm saying.
Well, what do you mean a joke? So he said that the black folks don't. Never mind. I was going to say something.
Wearing snowshoes in Minnesota as a joke, ma'am.
No, he said the feet don't look good in the snowshoes. Something like that.
Ma'am, you cannot tell me that they would not crucify him.
Well, they have crucified him already.
In any way suggest that.
Well, wait a second. They are crucifying him already for the stupid things he said about tail hook and about that, all that grabbing a woman's ass and all that stuff. Where he said the Navy SEALs, that's okay. That's what I'm talking about. So you need to read the Federalist Papers.
Before they would attack anything that he has said about religion, they would certainly go after anything that he has said about African Americans because it's a more logical path.
Well, you need to look at the Federalist Papers, what they say about buggerization.
Man, we're talking about Jesse the Body Ventura. Why are we talking about the Federalist Papers still?
Because Mr.
You're
Henry
trying to get back to Bill Clinton. Why?
No, Mr. Henry brought up the fact that if they didn't throw out Bill Clinton, why would they throw out Jesse the Body? And I said that Bill Clinton had not committed the buggerization. He had only committed that act in the Oval Office with an intern. Therefore,
you understand that Bill Clinton was impeached, don't you?
I'm saying thrown out of office.
No, you understand that he was impeached,
yes, I understand that, but I'm saying
impeachment and being thrown out of office are two different things. You do understand?
Yeah, we got that. Okay, let's not get bogged down in that. She understands that. Okay, so what's your point?
Thank you, Mr.
Henry.
That's all right. That's that bunch of minutia. Forget it.
Absolutely no reason. But the topic was Jesse Ventura, and why do we keep making references to Bill Clinton? I thought we had gotten off.
Because I said to her, and I thank you very much for your call. Because I said to her that if you don't throw Clinton out of office, why would you throw Jesse the Body out of office? And you, ma'am, are saying the reason why Clinton wasn't thrown out of office, he didn't say anything impeachable. Let me ask you a question. What has Jesse the Body said that's impeachable?
I think saying snowshoes, the black folks not looking good in snowshoes. And
I see, again, the guy made a good point. I didn't see this anywhere in the news where he talked about where they don't look good in snowshoes or that they do look good in baseball uniforms or that they make really good action movies.
But he did. He said that. And that was when he said...
When?
That was during that whole comment that he made about the religion.
During that series of comments.
That's right. That did not get a lot of play because people don't want to go that way. They say they know that the people who hold the money and hold the power are the Christians, white Christians. But you can talk about black folks in snowshoes all you want, snowmobiles and everything like that. Now, he committed civil rights violations, and for my
What civil rights violations? Because he said something about blacks swinging from vines?
Because he said they look good in the action movies, yeah. That is a civil rights violation, and for me, that's enough for him to be put out of office. And that's why I think you need to understand it is not a trivial process, Mr. Henry. When you go back to the Federalist Papers and you read what Thomas Jefferson wrote about the buggerizations, and
I haven't seen the Thomas Jefferson, that one of the founding fathers of this country would even deign to write about that, and even go to so far as to call it an impeachable offense. And why?
Because that was going on. You have to understand your history. That was going on in Great Britain. And that was happening in the very highest courts of Great Britain. In the royal court, that kind of sexuality was going on. And they were engaging in that with each other, with men and women, women and men, everything. So they did not want to bring that over to America.
So they put that in the Federalist Papers. No
buggerization or
okay, none of that stuff.
That's right.
I had no idea.
That's why President Clinton could not technically be held to an impeachable offense. And all I'm saying is, I hope someday the American people educate themselves instead of reacting. I hope they read and read between the lines too, and do not just react emotionally. Listen to what the man said. Listen to all he talked about the backyard and all of that, and listen to what the man said about the snowshoes.
The backyard and the snowshoes.
That's important, I think, again, for the American people. But right now I'm talking to so many uneducated, white folks and what have you. It doesn't make any sense to me.
All right, Clara, Phil Henry Show here. Our number is 1-800-449-8686, 1-800-449-8686. This all started simply because I didn't think that Jesse Ventura should be, subjected to a petition for a recall. The guy's saying what he thinks. Got a lady here who thinks that it's all founded in the Federalist Papers, and how we got on the topic of the back door, or whatever the hell she wants to call it, is anybody's guess. 1-800-449-8686, Phil Henry Show. Phil Henry Show at 1-800-449-8686. And this started as a discussion of Jesse Ventura's comments, intemperate though they may be. We have a lady on the line who claims that they were even more intemperate. Not only was it religions for weak-minded people, but black folks ain't living in Minnesota because their feet don't fit snowshoes. Is that it?
I don't know whether or not it was about feet not fitting snowshoes. I thought the comment referenced, not looking good in the snowshoes, that kind of thing.
All right. Baton Rouge, you're on the Phil Henry Show. Hello. Baton Rouge, hello.
Yes, how you doing?
Sir, do you have your radio? Sir, do you have your radio turned up?
Yeah.
Oh, could you turn it down, please?
Yeah, I got it off now.
All right, thank you.
Yes, I'm no disrespect to that black female that's in there, but I'm so tired of black people always trying to, fight the wrong battle. She's not even really saying nothing. She's lying. She's backpedaling. At first, it's supposed to be using baseball shoes or whatever, and hanging from a vine. And now all of a sudden, can I speak for a minute? And now all of a sudden, now we just about back on the snowshoes. Right. Why don't you just be for real and stop lying?
I'm not lying. The man said that
when that man put you on the spot, you didn't have nothing to say about if you was gonna try to present something or whatever. You should have went on ahead. You should have had something set up to present to us. All you doing is telling us a bunch of lies, and you keep trying to go back to that Bill Clinton thing.
Well, that Bill Clinton, the host of the show asked me if they did not impeach Bill Clinton, how can they recall Jesse Ventura? I said that Bill Clinton did not violate the prescription in the Constitution against the sodomization and buggerization.
I understand all that. I'm tired of hearing it, but I'm just saying you keep trying to throw this, Bill Clinton back in it. If he said it, he said it. Believe me, if he did say it, the NAACP would be on it real hard. There's too many black caucus. There's a lot of things that have been on it real hard, and that would have been highlighted. But
I think, brother, if I could say, I think that they make these offhanded comments like everybody thinks they're going to be funny. Like, Eddie Murphy's good in an action movie, and I love to see Martin Lawrence swinging from a tree or something like that.
Well, wait a minute. Maybe you took it out of context. Maybe he said something like he liked Martin Lawrence in action movies.
Yes, that's what he said.
Well, how do you go from there to black people look good swinging from vines?
Well, that you know what the intent is.
No, you trying to read it. What I feel, you trying to read anything. We ain't gonna never, you gonna let little bitty thing like that bother. We ain't gonna never overcome what we need to be overcoming. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, brother, you know
keep trying to throw this little stuff and, throw this out here. Nobody want to hear that. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to disrespect you on the radio.
Wait a minute, I want to be clear. I want to be clear. What did he say about Martin Lawrence?
He said that he loved that blue streak, and he loved to see Martin Lawrence swinging along. Apparently there's a scene in the movie where he grabs on a rope and swings from one building to the next. So he said, I'm saying that's like black people look good swinging from vines.
Okay, so
that's not what he said.
Bill Clinton would have said. If Jesse Jackson would have said he liked the way Sylvester Stallone was swinging on that cable. Would that be racist too? Then
who was that? Who'd you say?
If Bill Clinton would have said he liked the way, Reverend Jesse would have said he liked the way Sylvester Stallone was swinging from that cable with cliffhanger. Would that be racist?
But Sylvester Malone is not black.
No, but I'm saying,
who's Sylvester Malone?
You can't say. If a white guy says something about a black guy, it's supposed to be wrong, but if a black guy says something about a white guy, it's supposed to be all right.
Well, first of all, brother, you have to understand, Sylvester Malone is Italian.
But I'm just saying, see what I'm saying? You play with a double-edged sword. If you try to say, if a white guy says something about a black guy, then it's supposed to be it's funny. It's blown out of proportion. But if a black guy says something about a white guy, then, it's all right. It's funny. Everybody supposed to sit back and laugh about it. But the minute somebody say a little joke or whatever about a black guy, it's blown out of proportion.
Well, Sylvester
we got to get ready. We got to impeach him and all this. Come on,
I'm just saying. I just want to be sure, okay? When he made that comment about, our feet don't fit in the snowshoes.
How can he be impeached for that? That's stupid. So you're going to impeach that man for just saying that right there?
Well, are you trying to tell me that? You trying to tell me that's right?
I'm not saying it's right.
I know you're in Louisiana. I know you're in Louisiana, but you ever worn snowshoes?
No.
All right. Have you ever tried to get your feet in some snowshoes? My feet fit good in snowshoes.
What's the goal? You got to be impeached for that?
I don't like man saying I can't foot in a snowshoe. I've been up in the snow. I got skiing. I go to chateaus and chalets and what have you, And
did he say?
I'm going to hang it, but let's be for real, okay?
Well, let's get real.
If you sit back and just think for a minute, I'm not educated or nothing, but I'm saying let's just sit back and think for a minute what you're saying.
Sir, you sound you sound very lucid and educated to me. And if the lady here is drawing a conclusion based upon a comment that he likes Martin Lawrence in Blue Streak, what could he have said? Was he talking about all black people in snowshoes?
He said something like the junkyard dog couldn't fit in the snowshoes.
See how you keep trying to change. You go from one extreme to the next. That's
the junkyard dog. Who's that?
He's a wrestler, a black wrestler.
Well, that's not saying that black folks don't fit into snowshoes. He said the junkyard dog can't fit into snowshoes.
That's the same thing. And, brother, you have to be aware that that's how these white people are. They're trying to feed it in. Trying to feed in.
What in?
They're feeding in all that racism.
No, what it is that you are reading into things. He's saying one thing, and then you try to read with that and run with that. You trying to put your own little spin on it.
Just because a junkyard dog can't fit into snowshoes.
Well, what about?
Yeah, I want to ask about this baseball uniform thing. I suppose he said he liked Willie Mays, huh?
He said he liked Eric Davis.
And because he likes Eric Davis, black folks look good in baseball uniforms.
Well, if you are trying to run me down, I'm a black woman. I'm the lowest. I am a proud African American woman.
I'm just saying. I'm listening on the radio, right? And it sounds stupid to me.
I'm a proud.
It sounds real stupid how you keep backpedaling. You understand what I'm saying? One time when somebody say something, don't agree with you or whatever, then you try to twist it up a little bit.
All right. Well, then you tell me. So you tell me about.
It's not even a cause to be trying to say.
But I had all these people calling and saying that they backpedaling. I wasn't backpedaling. But I'm saying all these people saying that buggerization's out in the Federalist Papers. But I know it is.
I don't want to get into that because I don't make myself sound stupid because I don't know nothing about that.
That's a bunch of stuff that Thomas Jefferson wrote and all that, right?
Oh, no, when I go home, I'm going to go to the library or whatever.
Check it out in the library and go into the index and look under backyard or backstage pass.
But that's not even.
And that'll be in the Federalist
Papers. It's not even about that.
Bone up on that.
I want to know anyway because I'm kind of interested in that.
Well, that's good.
It's not about that. It's about Jesse Ventura saying racist things.
You telling me that in the index of the Federalist Papers it's going to say backstage pass?
So, yeah, something like that.
Hey, but thanks a lot.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for your call this evening. All right, I'll go look in the Federalist Papers.
See, you have to get educated. Just like I was trying to tell that brother, and I'll tell you the same thing, Phil. You've got to read up. You go on the index, it's going to say Dirty Pete's Lake or what have you.
And it's going to be there in the Federalist Papers.
That's right. Trust me.
All right, I'm going to read up on it. Phil Hendrie Show. 1-800-449-8686. 1-800-449-8686. Blown up. Phil Hendrie Show, 1-800-449-8686. This was from the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology at the University of California, Los Angeles, otherwise known as UCLA. If you take a look at your right hand, is your ring finger longer than your index finger? This was like, last Thursday that this story came out. Is your ring finger longer than your index finger? A group of scientists says these finger lengths may provide a hint as to whether you are gay. And this finding, they say, adds to the growing body of evidence that biology at least partly determines sexual orientation. Now, that story came out on Thursday. Mike Schaefer, my producer, was looking at the wires over the weekend, and we've got a story relative to this, and we may have the very first lawsuit filed relative to this story from Corona, California. The owner of a construction firm, a construction contractor, is suing for sexual harassment or is contemplating a lawsuit of sexual harassment. Now, what makes this different is this man is a straight man. He is a heterosexual, but he is suing or is contemplating a lawsuit of sexual harassment based upon this story. His name is Stephen Buzzell. We have him on the line from Corona, California this afternoon. And Mr. Buzzell, how are you doing?
I'm doing real well.
And, sir, where are you calling? You're in Corona?
Yes, sir. I live in Corona, California. My office is in Riverside, California.
Now, you were out and you were apparently on a job site, correct?
I was working on a job site near my home in Corona, and this is a 25-story medical plaza that we have the concrete construction contract on. We also do some of the framing out there. And I was measuring a door jamb and door frame, helping out some of the framing carpenters out there that day. And one of the framing carpenters came by. I've been told I'm not allowed to mention his name.
No, sir, please do not.
Well, one of the framing carpenters did come by and began laughing and making some jokes and saying things to me like, you know, how's it possible you're a father, and this kind of thing, and you know, what are you doing being married and that kind of thing.
Now, all you're doing is measuring a door frame?
All I was doing was standing there measuring a door frame, yes, sir. And
is this man known to you?
The defendant is known to me, yeah. And
have you decided to sue?
I'm contemplating it. We most probably will, yes, sir.
All right, so this defendant is known to you. Is he an employee?
No, sir. He's not an employee of mine. He's an employee of a plumbing contractor who was working the building at that time.
All right, so you were measuring a door, and he says, "Boy, how could you have kids, and how could you be married?"
Yes, he started making references like that. I said, "I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't get the joke at all." And he said, "Read it and weep," and he slapped an LA Times against my stomach. And naturally, at that particular point now, I'm beginning to panic a little bit because I don't know what he's saying. He comes by, he says, "Boy, how could you have kids? And how could you be married?" And all I was doing was measuring a door frame. And
all right, the assumption being that he saw your hands?
I'm assuming that he was looking at my hands, yeah. And I said, "I don't get the joke." And he says, "Read it and weep." And he threw this LA Times at me. Now I began to panic, and I could feel a little bit of the panic kick in. So I tore through the LA Times. I tore after it, section after section, story after story. And there it was. Kind of, I don't know if you've ever been in a position where your worst fears are realized or whether you know what true fear is, but there it was in black and white. And
the thing that you're saying was there in black and white was the story out of UCLA that your ring finger and your index finger...
Yeah, the story was there that if your ring finger is longer than your index finger...
Sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you need a glass of water?
Just hold on for a minute.
Okay, so go ahead.
The story was if your ring finger is longer than your index finger, that you might be gay. And I looked at my ring finger, and that was the case.
So the assumption being that this guy that you know came by, saw your ring finger, saw your and my engineer right now is looking at his fingers.
I don't know a man who doesn't, and I don't know a man who hasn't heard this story break and isn't already looking at his fingers. I have a rather long ring finger.
Well, I'm looking at my ring finger, and I'm looking at my index finger right now, and I suppose it depends on how I'm holding it, but my ring finger...
Is it longer than your index finger?
No, it's not actually. It's a little bit shorter. Is yours that much longer?
Mine is pronounced. Are you sure that your ring finger isn't longer than your index finger?
Let me look again. Schaefer, let me see your hand, man. See if your ring finger is longer than your... Oh, you are gay. No, I'm kidding. No, his. Now, Melissa, this doesn't work for women.
Are you saying that your engineer's gay?
No, he's not. I was joking around. No, it's...
Well, this is not a joking matter, I don't think, sir, because...
no, I understand that.
Because of the fact that my attorney, Mr. Epstein, John Epstein, tells me that we did not have a case of mental cruelty. I was hoping that I could sue for mental cruelty and that he had inflicted emotional distress on me. But
and is your attorney telling you that you do not have a case there?
My attorney does advise me not to sue for mental cruelty, but my attorney does tell me that we do have a case of sexual harassment. And I tell you something right now, I think I really got an opportunity to win this one. I've been involved in some lawsuits, but I think for the first time in a long time, I think I got a shot at winning this one.
Your attorney feels that you can sue this guy for sexual harassment?
Yes, sir.
Why?
According to my lawyer, this man came by and made comments about me, assuming that I was gay. That even though I'm not gay, he assumed that I was gay, so it is sexual harassment. And
I don't get it. I mean, so I guess if you were gay, right?
If he was harassing me based upon his perception of my sexual orientation.
Okay, I understand that.
And even though I'm not gay, and even though that I've never have been gay, nor would I ever want to be, that I can sue him for harassing me for being gay because he thought I was.
Can I ask you a question, Mr. Bozell?
Certainly.
You heard about this story. You read the story about the ring finger being longer than the index finger. That makes you gay.
That's what they say. That's what the paper says.
All right. Well, if you read a little bit further, I don't think they're saying 100%. But let me ask you this: your ring finger is longer than your index finger?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Okay. Are you attracted to men?
No, sir, I'm not. Not in the very least.
Okay, so isn't that the first step, okay? Isn't that the first step?
I mean, I could be gay. All I'm saying is...
No, but if that's the first step, you're not attracted to men, then you're not gay.
I know that I'm not, but I might be. Okay? I know that I'm not, but I might be. And what about my fingers?
What about your fingers? If you're not... What do you mean you know that you're not?
I know that I am not gay. In my heart, I know that I'm not, because I'm not attracted to men, and I'm not, and I don't have those feelings. But look at my finger, okay? And what if I am?
But everything in your life points to the fact that you're a heterosexual. Now, you want to sue this guy for what? For sexual harassment?
Again, initially I wanted to sue him because he had inflicted mental cruelty on me. Now I feel I have a case for sexual harassment because he harassed me not because I am gay, because he thought I was gay, but that would be harassment if I am gay.
And you think that you might be gay?
I think I could be, yeah.
Even though you know that you're not?
I don't think I am, no.
You don't like men?
I'm not attracted to no man, okay? I wish you'd stop that.
Sir, please, hold on for a minute.
No, Mr. Henry, since I come on the program, you're making some inferences.
Sir, I'm not making any inferences. I'm simply saying, I'm pointing out to you, and I hope successfully, that you have no feelings of attraction to men, so you're probably not gay, and so therefore, why worry about being gay?
Because my fingers tell me that I'm gay. If you look at your finger, and you look at it...
Schaefer, let me see. Craig Taylor. Craig Taylor, now his ring finger's shorter than...
that doesn't help me at all.
No, I'm just saying that there are some guys... Hey, Mike, let me see yours. I want to see your fingers, okay? Sit down. Now, see, his ring finger is, it's about the same size. Are you saying...
Oh, holy Christ.
No, hold on for a minute. Are you saying that in all cases, if the ring finger is longer than the index finger, then that is, in point of fact, a man who is gay?
That's my understanding. And all I'm saying is that I don't feel at this particular time that I should ignore the sexual harassment that was inflicted upon me last Friday afternoon on a job site in Corona, California, when that man said to me, "Hey, buddy, I bet you know your wife looks kind of frustrated." And
well, I understand that's very cruel stuff to say to somebody, all right? But you know, and I know, and your wife knows. The two most important people in the world know that you're not gay. That's you and your wife. And even if you were gay,
well, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, it's not going to be. It's not the end of the world, for crying out loud, right?
I'm not gay. Okay.
Then why do you feel you were sexually harassed?
Because he thought I was gay. He was harassing me because he thought I was gay, but I'm not. But I could be on account of my finger.
All right, hold the line, all right, Mr. Bozella? We'll get back to our conversation with you.
Did you want to talk to my attorney at all?
Maybe we would like to speak with your attorney, yeah. So hold on. I know that Mr. Epstein is sitting with you during this interview. Our number is 1-800-449-8686. This man is a construction contractor out in Corona, California, who apparently was razzed because his ring finger is longer than his index finger. He was razzed by a fellow worker that he was gay. He's suing him for sexual harassment, even though he says that he's not gay, he's straight. Now, this is all from a story. I don't know if it's a story that appeared, but it's a story out of the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology of the University of California, Los Angeles, that if your ring finger is longer than your index finger, there's a possibility that you are homosexual, or at least there is some biologic evidence that would reflect sexual orientation. 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendry Show. Phil Hendry Show, 1-800-449-8686. So we have on the line here a man who is considering a sexual harassment suit against a coworker who made some comment like, boy, you must be gay, basically is what he said, right, sir?
No, sir, he did not.
No, but I mean, what I'm saying is he said something along that...
He alluded to my sexual orientation because of the
ring finger thing.
Yes, sir.
All right, and you're considering a sexual harassment lawsuit.
Yes, I am.
Even though you are not gay.
I am not gay, but he harassed me based upon what he thought I was gay.
Because you have a ring finger that's longer than your index finger.
It's not something that I want everybody to know.
Okay, but I mean, everybody knows it because that's what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, here is Herkimer on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just wanted to say several things, actually, and I'll try to make it quick as possible. First of all, my ring finger is longer than my index finger. And I'm a straight man. I'm comfortable with it. I have reasonably normal self-esteem. This guy must have a crazy low self-esteem.
No, but I'm talking about.
I just want to make a few points here.
But I'm talking about latent homosexuality. That's what they're talking about. If you're not conscious of it.
I'm quite conscious of it. My girlfriend's quite conscious of it.
No, I'm not
a straight man. Look at my fingers. Ring finger's obviously longer. Anyway, I want to keep going here.
But what they were saying in the study is that...
Please, sir.
Hold on. What they were saying in the study is...
I read the study, sir.
Okay, you could be latently homosexual. That is, you're not aware of it on a conscious level.
Okay.
That you are biologically prone to being a homosexual.
Okay, I'm biologically prone to be homosexual? Is that what you're saying?
That's what they're saying.
That's crazy insane. And
they're doctors, sir. You and I aren't.
Sure.
Okay.
As I said, my finger is longer than my pointer finger.
And you're proud of... You're proud of that.
I'm proud of everything I got on me, yes. Yes.
You're proud of the fact someone's going to look at you and say that you're queer?
All right, hold on.
Sit down, get to know me, and they'll learn about me.
Hold on for a second, okay?
Well, I just want to ask you, if somebody come by and see that you got one finger longer than the other, and they made some joke about you being queer...
Man, I used to have long hair. People used to call me queer then. I got over it, man.
You can cut your hair. You can't do nothing about your fingers.
Oh, gosh.
Sir, all I'm saying is...
Are you listening to what the man's saying, though? If you have self-esteem, if you know who you are, then what difference does it make?
Because he was harassing me based upon...
You're a scary man to have out there, man. I'll tell you. You got to watch every word you say around people like you. It's crazy.
Why?
You know what?
Why?
You need to find a legit way to make money. When you said that you think you got one this time, you go around suing people for the silliest little things?
No, sir. I'm saying that I feel that I was harassed on account I had one finger longer than the other.
Oh,
is all I'm seeing.
Sir.
Okay, because this guy
Sir, get a grip.
Get a grip on what?
On yourself.
What does that mean?
You should be comfortable with yourself, man.
I'm very comfortable with myself. I have a wife.
You said that you're concerned that people are looking at your hands.
I'm sorry?
Obviously, you're not comfortable with yourself.
Well, I was totally comfortable with myself until this guy throws the L.A. Times at me, and I
So you're letting this guy control you.
Well, he says go read the story. Now,
Right, read the story.
And there it is in black and white, telling me that I'm queer as a $3 bill. What do you find so funny about that?
It didn't say anything of the sort about you being gay. It said that, as a matter of fact, let me read.
That's a possibility.
It said, let me read the thing here so that everybody is. What the hell happened to it? Basically, take a look at your right hand. Is your ring finger longer than your index finger? A group of scientists says these finger lengths may provide a hint as to whether you're gay, and this finding, they say, adds to the growing body of evidence that biology at least determines sexual orientation, which most enlightened people believe anyway. Women's index fingers tend to be the same length as their ring fingers, while in men, the second finger is generally shorter than the fourth. In men, the second...
In gay men.
It doesn't say in gay men. It says, in men, the second finger generally is shorter than the fourth. Scientists know that differences between genders occur because male fetuses are exposed to higher levels of testosterone and other male sex hormones, collectively known as androgens in the womb. So in other words, every man at some level has a ring finger longer than his index finger. And I just looked at Craig Taylor's, and by that, you'd figure this guy was Liberace. But I mean...
well, what is that supposed to mean?
I'm saying my engineer has got a ring finger.
You're going to get sued by this guy.
Well, I mean... okay, you think it's... You go ahead, pal. You let everybody...
And I think that you're digging for a pot of gold here.
No, sir. You let people call you queer and gay boy. You go right ahead.
Okay, I've done it, and it's fine. It doesn't bother me, man. I'm far above that.
And it's
far above that. And also, I want to know, okay, what's wrong with a gay person? I have friends that are gay.
Absolutely.
You're making it sound like it's a plague or something.
Hold on. There's nothing wrong with gay people.
Right.
I would never, I would never want to hurt nobody that's gay.
Good.
I'm just saying that I'm not. See.
Okay, and I believe you. That's all I need to know about you, man. I mean, if I call you something, it doesn't make you that. Is what I'm saying.
Well,
you really got to get a grip on yourself. Get yourself a job. You know what I'm saying? Stop.
I got a job. I own my own business.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling. You hearing what the guy's saying?
I got a job. Okay, I own my own business. Nobody going to call me gay boy and get away with it. And
nobody did call you. Well, the one guy, okay? Some dumbass. Okay, look, I mean, with all due respect, I used to work in construction, Mr. Bozell.
Yeah.
And I know how construction workers get at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon when they're about to finish some cement or they're about to lay some rebar and somebody went and got a six-pack or maybe a case of beer and the sun's been beaten on all day. People start making jokes, okay?
Are you going to try to tell me my business now? I never drank no beer on the job.
All right, well, you know what? This guy was a framing carpenter. Chances are he was doing that. And loving it. 1-800-449-8686. Here is Temecula on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a little comment about what the gentleman was talking about. I'm a Christian. I'm married.
Great.
And
God bless
according to my religion, and I meant to ask you, sir, are you a Christian?
Oh, yes, I am. We are church people, yes, sir.
Okay, well then, according to the Bible, then you would know that
right away there, I know that
is not even. It has
a sin.
nothing to do with your biological form. It's something that you're not. It's not something that you were born with. It's not.
Let me ask the gentleman Temecula to hang on the line, okay? And we'll ask Mr. Bozell to hang on the line, and we'll take our break here. Phil Hendry Show. 1-800-449-8686. Steve Bozell thinks he's gay. 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendry Show, 1-800-449-8686. With construction contractor Steve Bozell from Corona, California on the line. He is considering a suit of sexual harassment against a co-worker who walked by the job site, saw him measuring a door, and noticed that his ring finger was longer than his index finger. And having taken note of the news story about men whose ring fingers and index fingers don't match, he made a joke about Mr. Bozell being gay. The story from the University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA, that if a man's ring finger is longer than his index finger, he could be a homosexual. Boy, that didn't take much setup, did it? Been setting that up for a day. Okay, if your ring finger is longer than your index finger, then you're gay. Which means... Anyway, the gentleman on the line, you're suing for sexual harassment. You are not... Oh, boy, I just lost the call. Okay. He is suing, and we'll get him right back on the line. He is suing because he is not gay, but the guy who was making the joke about him assumed that he was, or made the joke that he was, therefore talking about orientation. And I think we have Mr. Bozell back on the line. Sorry, is that correct, sir?
I'm sorry, Phil, I didn't hear your comment.
Never mind, I was trying to call you back. Let's go back to Temecula. Yes, sir, you're on the Phil Hendry Show. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Nathan from Temecula.
Yes, sir.
I was just, when I was in high school, kids, you make fun of each other, especially guys. You call each other gay, you call each other all kinds of things. And, I personally was never bothered by it because I know it's something that people do. That's something kids do. Sticks and stone may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
Yeah, however, this man seems to have some science to back it up.
What science? If you're a Christian, then you don't believe in that.
No, but there is such a thing as a gay person, even in the Christian faith.
Oh, well, there's something as a gay person that's according to the Bible, homosexuality is not even called a sexual preference. It's called a sin. It's called sodomy.
Oh, that's what I mean. I never committed no sin, and yet I got a finger that's longer than the other one, and now they're telling me I'm some kind of a queer boy?
No, you're telling yourself
God, I'm so
that's
afraid.
That's what you want to hear.
I'm so afraid. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I can understand you're afraid, but I don't see why you should even worry about what
you're a
what
Christian,
does this
correct?
guy have to say? You're going to listen to somebody that, honestly, that shouldn't even be a concern of yours. You're married, you have a wife and
Yes,
kids.
I do. I've got 3 fine children. I've got I don't want to say she's a lovely wife, but she's a good wife. She's a good woman.
Right. Well,
are you a Christian, sir?
Yes, sir. Very much so.
You know the fear. See, I heard about it, and then I see my ring finger was longer than my index finger.
So is mine.
Can I ask you?
So is mine. And you know what?
Does that make you gay?
No, of course not.
Well, can I ask you something? Are you attracted to men or anything like that?
Not even in the least. I'm married. I have a wonderful wife.
And you don't think you're living in denial?
Not by any means, because I'm a Christian. I believe that sodomy is again. I believe that people are born with certain temptations. People are born with the tendencies to steal, to cheat, to lie, to cheat.
Hold on, this is the host.
People are born with
this is the host, and the gentleman on the phone is. Are you all right, Mr. Bozell?
I don't know.
You got to pull it together. We can't continue with this interview.
I just don't want to be.
I'm sorry?
I think he said he doesn't want to be gay.
Well, I don't know. I can assure you, sir, if you don't feel gay and then you're not.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be living in denial. Denial ain't just a river in Egypt.
You know what? If you know something, if you are a Christian, then there's not even something that you have to worry about. Because even say you do have those, say you do feel that. Okay.
You know what? It's going to kill me. It's going to kill me.
Okay, no.
They have to leave my wife and kids all because of my fingers.
Say, for instance, you have that attraction.
Yes,
everybody sins. Everybody has certain bad feelings.
I never thought that I sinned, though.
No, well, of course everybody sins.
But I didn't sin by being with a man.
Well, okay. Well, then you know what? If you feel that this is something that you're afraid of, this is something you don't want to do, then be more into Scripture. Go to church on a regular basis.
I will tell you something, my friend. I would rather deep fry my own penis than do that with another man, and that's the truth, okay? And I'm sorry, Mr. Henry.
You don't have to be so graphic, okay?
I'm very sorry, sir, but I want it to be very clear.
No, I understand that, and that's fine. That's fine, but this is a decision. This is a choice. Being homosexual homosexual, according to my belief, is a choice that you make. It's something that you decide to do.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Very good call. Very, very, very intelligent call, and I appreciate that. Do you hear what these people are doing?
They're just trying to make me feel good.
Okay. Melissa Morgan, who writes for our show, asked me to say this to you if this means anything to you, okay? Okay?
Yes, sir.
Clang, clang, clang.
Clang, clang, clang. That's at Judy Garland. Went the trolley. Clang, clang, clang went the trolley. Ding, ding, ding went the bell. What?
Oh.
What?
Melissa, it's a joke, right?
What?
It's just a joke. Never mind.
Sir, sir. I insist.
Never mind. It's just a joke. Here is Sherman Oaks on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Hi.
Mr. Henry, I insist on hearing any information that you have.
It's a joke, okay? Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, I just want to say to the man that I raised boys, okay, and one of them was very sick and therefore has a very slight frame, and people called him all kinds of things, including gay. And what I told him was...
What about the fingers?
The fingers, you're relying on scientists there. What is science? Science is a process of elimination.
Oh, what is science? It's the
and
only
they're
thing
always wrong.
They're always wrong?
Do you believe doctors?
Do you believe they invented something called penicillin? Do you believe they invented something called the polio vaccine?
Some
Do you believe they invented something called the
that
anthrax
the polio vaccine gives some people polio?
Are you one of the Christian
scientists? So it's not what they say it is.
You're Christian Scientist, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
You're Jehovah's Witness?
No, I'm not.
You don't believe in the medical people, though. You got one of them deals, don't you?
That's because I've had a very sick son all of his life.
I guess, man, you've had some bad experiences with doctors, huh?
Many operations.
Yeah,
and
I can
I'll tell you, if it wasn't for God,
what about
myself and my son would be dead. It had nothing whatsoever to do with the doctors.
But, ma'am, you talk about doctors, okay? What about the internal combustion engine?
Now, let me tell you this. The whole point, the reason that I called was to say to you, if they called you a fire truck, could you put out a fire? If they called you a millionaire, could you go on a shopping spree? So if they call you gay, does it make it so?
I would like to be on that TV show. Well, you can laugh all you want.
You know what?
You can laugh all.
The more I listen to you, the more I think you're pulling everybody's
leg. No, ma'am. Okay, I'm pulling everybody's leg. I was called a homosexual in front of my workmates. I don't consider that funny at all. Any more than you think it was funny when your son was called that, okay?
The thing is, I busted out laughing because I knew it wasn't true. I feel sorry for the person that says those words rather than the person that receives them.
That's a very healthy point of view.
The person that's saying it is the one with the problem.
That's a very healthy point of view, ma'am. Thank you very much. Phil Hendry Show, 1-800-449-8686. We are with Steve Bozell. He's a construction contractor from Corona, California, who apparently somebody made a crack about his ring finger being longer than his index finger. You want to sue him for sexual harassment?
Yes, sir, because he thinks I'm gay, so I want to sue him on account of he thinks I'm gay, even though I'm not. But I could be. And I will ask you one more time what you meant by the clang, clang, clang question. And
I'll tell you in a minute, okay?
Please tell me.
I'll tell you in a minute. Let me just get to another phone call. Santee on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi.
My employees will not respect me, and I think that's
I'd like
important.
to speak when he doesn't interrupt me as
well. Yes, please do not interrupt the lady. Go ahead, ma'am.
I agree with what several of the other two gentlemen had called and spoke about. And it's really about his self-esteem and what he feels about himself. And it sounds to me that he has emotional instability, and that he's crying and these little interjections of crying.
Oh my God! All I'm doing is trying to protect my own sexual identity, and everybody says something wrong with me.
People call people names every day, everywhere you go, and it's up to you to shake it off. If you say you're a Christian, that you just shake it off, you dust off your feet, and you move on to the next place.
And what if somebody called you a full-bore carpet grabbing dyke?
I know what God thinks about me, and it only matters what God says about me. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. And the Bible doesn't say anything about your fingers being longer than the other. And if you're saying you're a Christian, if you believe everything's science, are you believing evolution?
Do I believe in evolution? No, ma'am. I believe that God made Adam and Eve. He didn't make Adam and Steve.
Okay, then that's a scientist.
There you go. Have you heard that one?
If you're interrupting me.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
If those scientists are wrong, then these other scientists can be wrong. So it really matters what God says and what God says in the Bible if you say that you're a Christian.
I just want to know what Mr. Henry meant by that clang, clang, clang deal.
Well, we're not talking about that right now. What we're saying is here, I will tell you about my fingers, and I'm looking at my fingers, and my ring finger's a little bit longer than my...
You're a woman. That don't count
and then
for you.
I looked at my sons, and our hands actually were identical in the lengths of our fingers, how much more they're bigger than the others.
Then your son's not gay.
That's right, he's not.
Okay.
But his finger's a little bit longer than the other. And that doesn't really, it doesn't...
queer.
It means that he has the same genetics that I have.
That means queer, according to these UCLA people.
It does not. It doesn't mean that. It is you know what they're doing? They're amassing information based upon a theory that homosexuality is a biologically inherited orientation. And so therefore they're amassing data and they're comparing data. And what happens is they publish a lot of this stuff. It gets into in mainstream press. Writers who don't know how to read this stuff. Doctors know how to read it. A lot of these newspaper writers don't know how to read it. And certainly you, with all due respect, Mr. Bozell, you're just a layman. You don't know how to interpret this data.
Well, now what are you saying, that I'm a stupid ass?
No, I'm not saying you're stupid.
You better watch your son, ma'am. That's all I got to say.
You know what?
Okay.
You know what?
What?
I really think that you're going to be wasting all of your time.
A lot of time trying to sue a guy.
A lot more better things. And what they're accomplishing up there is something you to be just so thinking for the next 7-8 months on a wild.
Thank you for your call.
Why'd you hang up on her?
Because it's one in one ear and you're in the other ear, okay?
Now, what do you mean by the clang, clang, clang deal? Come on.
Oh, so what are you, challenging me?
I'm challenging you as a man. When you said clang, 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 I responded with the Judy Garland song. What's wrong with that?
There is a theory that if you say clang, 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 and somebody goes clang, 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 went the trolley, ding, ding, ding with the bell, if you know the rest of it, then you know Judy Garland's work. And if you know Judy Garland's work...
Yeah?
You're queer.
Oh, God. No, God.
Look, I'm sure that it's a bunch of crap.
Oh, God, that's due. You know, the one thing the guy might be wrong, two things.
Mr. Bozell, I have the number of a doctor.
Oh, God, will he turn me from queer?
Maybe he can. Hold on. Will he turn you from queer? Clang, clang, clang. 1-800-449-8686.
That's 2 strikes against me. Oh.
Come on. Get that guy the number of that. Get him that suicide hotline. Give him all the numbers you got. The obstetric, the gynecologist, everybody. Phil Hendry Show, 1-800-449-8686. 1-800-449-8686. Previously on the Phil Hendry Show. Bradenton Beach on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello.
Thank you.
Yes,
I want to tell this Mr. Escobar, whatever your name is from Miami, you're a very poor example of the Spanish people, especially of the Latin Cuban community. I spent 25 years in Miami, and on top of it, you're very rude. But you are an example of the mob scenes that the Americans see every day on TV, because all you want to do is speak over other people. You want to block the traffic and not let us go home.
Right.
You want to tell a darling little boy that his mommy is in high-lie when she's dead. How dare you?
Absolutely,
How dare
sir.
You?
I am trying to keep this
Who do you think you are?
I am trying
you
to
are
keep
playing
this
God,
boy.
and who do you think you are? Insulting the host of this radio show about his American ideas when you're telling us that you're going to raise this boy to be a good American.
I am Ruben Ramon Escobar. I am the number one.
That means please. Forgive me, but you are an insult to my intelligence and to everybody.
Por favor, senora.
I am
Ruben Ramon Escobar. I am the number one anti-Castro activist in Miami. I will help my people be free someday.
Oh, why don't you give it up, you clown? You're like some out of the Keystone Cops. You'll never get Castro out of there.
What? What did you say to me?
You'll never get him out of there.
He is such a male chauvinist pig. When other Cuban Americans with class and breeding that can speak properly about this situation.
Live in America.
I cannot believe we're giving this man the time on the radio.
And this little boy, Mr. Escobar, who's down there, that you're telling his mother is alive. Why don't you give this guy this kid an opportunity to see his father?
You spoke to me, Ruben Ramon Escobar, the number one anti-Castro.
Ah, shut up, you bag of wind.
How dare you speak to me like that? Someday the Cuban people...
Yeah, someday the Cuban people will get some brains in their head, and they'll start kicking like you. You know, when I was down in Miami on the air, I used to work in the radio down there, ma'am. Yeah. Clowns like this were on the radio all the time on the Spanish stations. You used to hear these guys all the time.
Why
Oh,
I lived
man.
there for 25 years. I'm choking on it.
Absolutely.
You know that they never raise the American flag? They want to be under it as they wave the Cuban
They're always
flag.
waving the Cuban flag.
Oh, get a
I'm
piece
sick
of
of
fat.
seeing the Cuban flag. If you want to raise the Cuban flag, get your ass on a flipping tube and go back to Cuba and wave it.
Get on a piece of fat and slide off.
Whatever that means.
A piece of fat. They're accustomed to eating the pork fat. That's probably what he's referring to. He's probably as big as a flipping house.
My
big,
uncle
fat, greasy
has the
Cuban
best,
that you are.
My uncle has the best Cuban restaurant in Miami. The finest chicken. How dare you? You
How
come to the
dare
restaurant.
I listen to
you.
you? You're
will have the
offended?
Cuban coffee.
Will you
What
listen
are
to this
you
guy?
offended about, sir?
I'm offended that you say that I'm fat. I run 4 miles a day.
You do?
I used to.
Oh, you used
but
to.
But I will tell you this. This boy, Alien Gonzalez.
And what else do you used to do? You used to tell the little boy his mommy's gone to the store. How come she never comes home? How come she never wants to see him and hold
She's
him?
busy getting their home set up. She's busy getting a condominium on the
Since
beach.
Thanksgiving Day, she don't want to hold the little boy who was in a tube and her boat went down. She don't want to hold him. She doesn't want to comfort the baby.
Where was she
What are you,
Thanksgiving
crazy? What are you doing to
She was
boy?
on an inner tube Thanksgiving Day.
You are going to brainwash him the way Castro is going to brainwash him in
She's
Cuba.
making a better
You're
life
going to do
for
it
the
in Miami, and that's why the child does not belong with the Cuban-American community in Miami, Florida.
I will tell you, ma'am, I've never had a woman speak to me as the way you have
I
spoken to me
believe
this
it, and
day.
it's about time.
And I will long remember this day. That
I hope you
spoke
do.
to Ruben Ramon
And if you
Escobar
believe
this
in
day.
God, Mr. Rubin, whoever you are, I suppose you get down on your knees and ask God to help you to clear your brain so you can think properly.
But wait a minute, I will do.
I hung up on him. I can't stand
Thank you.
listening
I can't
to
take it either.
Thank you
and I
very
can't
much.
Control my mouth.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Flashback.
Phil Henry Show here, 1-800-449-8686. Ruben Ramon Escobar, the #1 Cuban in all of Miami. Also, we want to mention our website. 1-800-449-8686, Phil Henry Show. Coming up tonight at 9 o'clock is the premiere of a new program called Temptation Island. The critics don't like it, and that probably means it's going to be a smash, because basically what it involves is picture this. You go on vacation with your sweetheart under the agreement that you might not go home together if one of you spots someone more appealing on the beach. That is the premise for Fox's new reality-based TV series Temptation Island, which has conservative and religious groups up in arms over the promos alone. The 6-part series debuts Wednesday. 4 couples are brought to a steamy island overrun with scantily clad singles. They're urged to test the boundaries of their relationships. The couples mingle with the singles, whose role is to find out whether those already committed couples will be tempted to try out a new relationship. Forget the dating game. Well, you don't have to dump that, really, because I wasn't trying to say that word. It just came out that way. And if any people are giggling right now, well, good for you. I refuse to dump that. I wasn't intending on saying it. I made a mistake, and someone's going, aha! We're going to get to the FCC now with that one. You go right ahead there, Elmer. Forget the dating game and love connection. In the fast-moving 21st century, dating is competition, and even those who have a partner are fair game. And if Fox can score some ratings along the way, it will certainly try. That is, by the way, I'm quoting from a website. Those are not my words. But it is an interesting program, and I don't know really what you're supposed to do. Are you supposed to stay? Do you win if you stay with your couple, with your married partner? Is that how you win? Because that seems like the easiest way to win $1 million I ever heard of in my life. I guess you got to be good looking and stay with the person that you came with. Okay, 1-800-449-8686. Phil Henry Show is going to bring on the line here we got a call from this guy's manager, and he says you are a spokesman, sir, for the TV show Temptation Island. Wait a second, is that you, sir?
Yeah. Hold on for a minute.
Okay, is this Chris?
Yes, sir.
Okay, are you a spokesman for the show?
I do. I think Temptation Island is a great new concept, and I do like the show a lot. And what I'm hoping to do is get on board. I mean,
why is this show attractive to you, and why do you think it'll be attractive to a lot of people? Your name's Chris Norton, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you in the TV business?
No, I'm not in the TV business right now, but what I am is I am aspiring to do some adult films.
All right, so what is it about Temptation Island? That it's about sex, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, sex is strong, and American people are sort of on the outside looking in when it comes to sex. But there is a small percentage of people in America who lead the life of sexual freedom. And we understand sexual tension, and we're in touch with our sexual being.
Would you call yourself a guy who's in touch with his sexual being?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And that's when myself, Lance Germain, who is my manager, and a few of us who sort of lead that life, heard about Temptation Island, and we celebrated because we knew we had a voice.
And Lance Germain is your manager, and he contacted my producer to have you on our show as a spokesperson for Temptation Island.
That's correct, yes.
But you don't work for Temptation Island, do you?
Well, not right currently now officially, but I speak for the series. And
well, how do you work for them? I mean,
well, I would like to come on board at some point as a consultant during the selection process for season 2. But I do have some salary requirements. And
do you want to come on board as a consultant to select the people who will be contestants?
That is correct.
Well, what are your qualifications for that? You say you don't work for them.
Well, no, not now, technically, right now. Okay, but...
What are your qualifications?
Well, okay, a lot of people, get turned off. A lot of men get turned off by this, but I am really, really, really good looking. And I have had a lot of different exotic sexual experiences, and I'm not proud of this, but I have shagged a lot of guys' wives and girlfriends, but I'm not proud of that, okay?
You're not?
No, I mean, I only bring it up to show how tempting I really am, and I'm on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm a 15. Lance Germain has compiled quotes that
When you say you have hold on for a second there, Chris, when you say you have a manager, and his name's Lance Germain, what's he managing? Are you in the show business? You want to get into adult films?
Yeah, he's just managing me because I want to break out.
What do you do right now for a living?
I work at pharmaceutical sales. I'm a telemarketer.
But you have a manager who's going to get you into adult movies?
Yeah, and anything in show business is what I want to do.
Okay, so Lance Germain has done what?
He's compiled quotes from women that have made about me at the Rusty Pelican. These are the bars that I go to where I meet probably the hottest looking stuff. The Rusty Pelican, TGY Fridays, Chili's, and El Torito. And in the different bars there, he took a survey of the various waitresses and women in those bars that I had shagged, and they all said on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm a 12 to a 15. So, man, that's hot, That's like, it sizzles, okay? And as a result, I can help Temptation Island keep the level of hotness, probably at a high level for them.
Okay, we're talking to Chris Norton. So you don't work for Temptation Island, but you do believe in the show.
That's correct, yes, sir.
And you eventually want to work as a consultant selecting people for their show.
That's correct.
All right, our number is 1-800-449-8686. And we're going to get some people to call in to talk to you. Is that all right?
Yeah, I mean, if they want to be on Temptation Island, maybe I can...
Well, we're not going to do any screening of contestants here right now, but I do want to ask you, to you, Temptation Island is a show that is completely about sex, and that's the selling point.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, and so you have to have somebody who's qualified. You can't have a TV show called Temptation Island where you're going to try to have some guy, okay, shag some other chick, okay, when he's not good looking. Okay, I don't necessarily want to judge who the good-looking guys are, but I could judge who the good-looking women are.
So when the women come in and they are applying for a position on Temptation Island as a contestant, you'll judge.
I can judge how hot they are because they have to be really hot. The first thing's going to happen is people are going to be hitting the island, and they're going to be looking around to see what kind of tanglations they can get. Okay.
Well, these are married people are going to be hitting the island, right?
That's correct.
And they're going to be tempted by the various good-looking people.
That's correct. And we want to have the hottest-looking people on that island. I know when I tune in tonight, I want to really look and see how hot these babes are. And if I was married, which that would not be something I want to do, but if I was, I'd have to have a babe that was pretty hotter than my wife, okay? And any woman that I marry is going to be really hot. Because I'm pretty hot looking.
All right, you made a statement. You didn't want to talk about yourself because a lot of people misunderstand it, but you're really good looking.
Yes, I am.
And as a really good looking guy, you've been with a lot of women.
Yes, I have, yeah.
Okay, and as a result of being with a lot of women, you know what sex is, and you know how hot sex can be, and therefore you know exactly what kind of woman to pick to be the temptress, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I know how to do. I can pick the kind of women who'll be on Temptation Island, who will tempt them.
All right. Do you find any problem with the fact that you're getting beautiful women to try to tempt men out of their marriage vows?
Well, I mean, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it.
Do you believe in marriage?
I mean,
do you believe in commitment to one woman for life?
I think it's kind of ridiculous.
Why?
In my case, it's almost impossible.
Why? Why is it ridiculous?
Well, because, as I said to you, okay, I'm really, really good looking, and I always have women who want to buy me a drink.
Okay, so that means you got to sleep with them?
Well, it's always around me, okay? And when women are always wanting to buy me a drink...
You just decided you'd turn this into a money-making proposition?
Well, I decided what I'd do is turn it into something, I could go on Temptation Island and figure out who the hottest women are. Because I think they'll, need that, I guess.
Don't you think CBS and Temptation Island can pick out hot-looking women for themselves?
I don't know, because, like, Survivor had some of the skankiest material I'd ever laid my eyes on. Okay, that's number one. Number two, on The Price is Right with Bob Barker, that's some skank stuff, man. That's 58-year-old material. And
okay, that's not supposed to be anybody that you're supposed to be drooling after, man. Those are just models showing off the refrigerators. I'm talking about, don't you think that network knows what a good-looking woman is?
I think they need the help of people who can pick out the hot-looking ones, and that's what I can do.
That's what you can do?
Yeah.
Okay, Chris, 1-800-449-8686 is our number. So there's Chris. He wants to work for Temptation Island, the new TV show, because he thinks he can pick out the hottest-looking women because he's had lots of sex. He's really good-looking, and apparently he has this. Did you talk to this business manager, Lance Germain? He talked to my producer, and Lance has a number of quotes from women that he's slept with who say on a scale of 1 to 10, Chris is a 15. 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendry Show. Called a moment ago. 1-800-449-8686. Something very interesting happened. Somebody called a moment ago to complain about the show, and I said, well, that's not really why, we're not going to put you on the air, but if you have a complaint about our show, call my boss. And then I realized he probably won't get a call back from him either. Actually, no, I bet you if a guy calls up and complains about the show, David calls him right back. Yes, sir, got a problem? 1-800-449-8686. I ought to shut up about it, huh? I should shut up about David. Oh, Melissa says keep going. All right. Anyway, 1-800-449-8686. Hey, David, somebody's going to be calling up bellyaching about the show. Make sure you call him back. Phil Hendry Show here. We've got on the line Chris Norton, telemarketer from... Chris, where are you from exactly?
Yes, sir. I'm from Hermosa Beach.
Hermosa Beach, California.
Yes, sir.
All right, now you had some music?
No, I just wanted to demonstrate. I want to go into CBS, and I want to show them how I would be good to pick out good-looking people on the show, because I am very good-looking. And the music, my manager, Lance Germain, is going to have on a tape, on a boombox, so as I walk into the office and they see me, okay, then they'll hear that music, okay? I have a very distinct walk, and I walk in and I'll sit down and I'll say, okay, Temptation Island, you're very hot, and I'll talk to the women.
He's going to be standing there playing that music that I'm hearing?
Yeah, Lance, turn it up a little bit. There are hot women that don't have what it takes to break up a 10-year relationship, but I can spot the ones that would make a man's genitals melt with one wink, man. That's what you got to do, man. You got to find women that are so good looking they'll bust up a 20-year relationship. Yeah.
That's the speech you're going to give the CBS execs?
Yes, sir. And then, yeah. Okay, turn it down. Turn it down, Lance. Okay, and so that's really what we're talking about.
All right. That's all. Sounds like you got a presentation for these guys to pitch them. But the thing you said in there that was key is you know how to spot a woman who's so good looking she can bust up a 10-year relationship.
Absolutely, and that's why they need me. Because I know the sexuality.
Okay. 1-800-449-8686. Here is Lisa on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, Lisa, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. I'm calling from Orange County. I'd like to comment on Chris, who thinks he's so great looking. And if he truly is that good looking, I hope so, because he's not intelligent by any means. I mean, he doesn't even have a good job, so I guess it's good that he is have these looks that he thinks he has.
Yeah, I want to go work for Temptation Island.
I beg your pardon?
I said that's my aspiration, to work for Temptation Island.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't work for Temptation Island. He's a dreamer.
What about that, Chris? You're a dreamer. You're not working for him.
Yeah, but see, if I go into CBS, you know, okay, and I say to them, one of the things I think that I want to say is that I'm not trying to say I'm conceited. I'm not conceited, okay? But I have been with a lot of women. And what CBS needs for this show is a guy who can spot from a mile away a woman that can bust up a 10-year relationship like that. A guy will look at her and go, I mean, he's got pup tents for the whole scout troop. Check it out.
Okay, you can turn it down.
Turn it down, Lance. Turn it down, Lance.
If Lance is there, have him turn it down while we're talking, okay?
Keep it down.
All right, Lisa, thanks for your call. Here is Tanya on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello?
Hello.
Tanya, go ahead.
Chris, first I want to ask you to stop breathing under the phone because...
I have a sinus condition. I'm sorry.
Okay, and another one, you think you're so hot and everything like that. How can you prove that to us?
What?
You think you're so hot and everything like that. How can you prove that to us?
Okay, check it out. Turn up the music for a minute.
Okay, cut it out with the music.
No. You want me to prove it? I'm going to prove it, okay?
Well, how are you going to prove it?
I'm going to talk to Tanya here for a minute. What's your name? Tanya?
Yes.
So, how you doing?
You're not impressing me.
Hey, just hold on, okay? What's your favorite color?
No, really, you're not impressing me.
Hey, what's your sign? You know what I would do, Tanya, if you and I got together?
I don't want to know.
I'd take you over to the Rusty Pelican for a drink.
I don't want to know.
And then I'd take you back to my apartment. I have got a 40-inch screen and one of the largest collections of adult films on the West Coast.
Did I say you're not impressing me?
I would loosen you up. You know, you're very, very tight, you know? See, the whole thing about me is I have sexual energy.
Chris?
A lot of people don't have it.
If I wanted to hear that, I'd call
Sounds like the
sex
dating
phone
game.
operator, okay?
What?
If I wanted to hear that, I'd call a sex hotline. Okay?
Okay, but what I'm saying is my apartment,
why
okay,
are you even...
I've got a mirror on the ceiling and all of the sexuality, okay? It's sexy.
What is sexy, Chris?
My crib.
And
your crib is sexy.
Yeah. And Tanya, if you just give me a chance, you know, what are you laughing about, man? Check this out.
You say that...
You got to turn that down, okay?
Turn it down, Lance.
And who is Lance Germain there?
Yeah, he is. He's my manager. I got a manager, Tanya. I'm going to be one of the biggest producers of adult films on the West Coast.
I will believe it when I see it.
You ought to come out and visit. You ought to come out and visit, okay?
No, thank you.
I'll take you down. Have you ever been to Hollywood? I could take you down on the Sunset Boulevard Strip. Check out, you know, where the movie stars go to eat and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Then another thing we could do.
Think about it. What else could you do? Go to Disneyland?
Okay, I would like the host to shut up, okay?
You're telling me to shut up.
Oh, I'm just trying to talk to Tanya here.
I don't want to hear it, truthfully.
Well, I mean, you told me what I could do to be sassy.
Okay, first you're saying that all the other guys would just die to see you.
All the other guys? No. All the other women. I am not proud of this, Tanya. And I'm just going to say this to you. I'm not proud. But, yeah, I've shagged a lot of guys' wives. And I never should have done it.
Okay, is that it?
What?
Okay, you've shagged a lot of guys' wives. So you're trying, and I let you do, you're trying to impress this young woman. And
when she sees me, she'd dig me. Okay.
Wait, it's not just the looks, it's also the attitude. And your attitude, you're making yourself sound like some stupid jock. Which, I mean, I have no interest in.
How come every waitress and every woman at the El Torito, Chili's, or the Rusty
Did they
Pelican,
get to meet you first?
I shagged all of them, and they all said that I was hot.
I'm sure they did.
Okay.
But Tanya doesn't agree. Okay, Tanya, and I think that's the point. Chris, we're going to continue on with you if you'd like.
Okay, turn it up for a second, Lance.
But you got to turn that down, all right?
No, but I want to make the point. Okay.
Go ahead.
You know, it's not about necessarily the way you look, but it's about how you move. And one of the things that I really believe in is, you know, when I add up all the relationships I broke up, it adds up to 200 years of commitment. I'm Chris Norton, and I'm hot. Yeah.
Jesus. All right. 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendry Show. One 800-449-8686. Phil Hendry Show. With me is Chris Norton. He is a young man from Hermosa Beach, California, and he would like to be employed by the producers of Temptation Island to help pick out what are really beautiful women to help tempt the contestants. Now, one of the things you have to know about Temptation Island is it's a show where married couples go onto an island and are tempted by these really good-looking people. And I don't know what the prize is. My producer wasn't sure what they win. But apparently it's something, right? And Chris, I'm not putting you down for wanting to pick out the good-looking women, okay? You want to screen what good-looking women they use.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, it's just walking into CBS to apply for the job while your business manager follows you playing that music. What is that?
I'll play it, Lance. Yeah.
You're gonna have this guy with a boombox?
That's correct, yeah. See, I think a lot of people apply for jobs in a very traditional way. I'm very non-traditional, okay? I'm very different. One of the things we're planning on doing is to show them that I understand the sexuality and also the whole tropic feel of Temptation Island. Is I'm going to be wearing something that not a lot of guys wear anymore. You don't see a lot of them. Which is a loincloth.
Yeah, I don't wear mine as much. Jesus.
Well, no, but I mean,
What do you mean a lot of guys don't wear anymore? I never wore a loincloth.
Well, that's what I mean. You don't see as much. But I wear a loincloth with a bone in my hair, okay? Get it? Bone?
Yes, I get it. Here is Claudia on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm calling about Chris. I've been listening as I'm driving home, and I can't believe this guy. Is he for real? Because
what is the story, Chris? You want to go in and apply for the job as great?
Yeah, ma'am, I'm as real can get, okay? I'm very sensual. And I believe in the sensuality.
Well, I understand that, but let me tell you something.
And I'm very sexy.
Let me tell you something. I am a very good-looking woman myself.
You sound hot.
I've been around,
and
really I've been with a lot of good-looking men, and you have all the signs of a loser. What is that breathing? That is not going to turn me on.
I have a sinus problem. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, let me give you a tip.
No, but Claudia, okay, you're really hot. You sound very hot looking. I'd like to get a look at you. If I get this job for Temptation Island, where I look at all the hot women, are you saying you'd like to be on Temptation Island?
No, I'm not interested. But I called the show because I want to give you a tip. With that music you're playing, which is really cheap, you'll never get an interview.
What?
The music, the introduction that you're thinking about talking to the producer.
Right, this is what I was trying to tell you.
You don't even get an interview with that, honey. You're so cheap. No woman will look at you.
This is what I'm trying to tell you, Chris. Playing that music.
Let's turn it up for a minute.
Yeah, that music, man, is going to sound like you're...
No, but if I'm coming in and I'm oiled up, okay, Claudia? Because Lance is going to oil me up first.
I just called because, first of all, you're a totally joke. You'll never get an interview.
Well,
and with that music,
okay.
you will turn the producers off.
Okay, here's the thing. You don't come from America.
No, I don't.
You don't get how it is over here with our sass.
I do, believe me. I'm very sexual myself.
Okay,
I'm very
I know.
active.
You're sassy, but
Yeah,
you're
I am.
sassy like Greece or whatever you're from, okay? I'm sassy American. Okay? Yeah.
You know what? You don't do it.
Claudia, where are you from? Where are you from, Claudia?
I want to keep that for myself. I'm not from Europe, and I've been around the world many, many times.
Well,
and no man like you will turn me on. In fact, I tell you, if I talk to you in person, I think for the most part you will turn me off.
Okay, here's
and
the
if you
thing.
think that you can get a job with
You know how many guys' wives
good
I've
luck.
shagged? You know how many guys' wives I've shagged?
Yeah, I
Okay, read it and weep.
Well, you said you weren't proud of it, man, and now you're talking about it like it's great.
Well, she's saying that.
No, what's up with that?
She's saying I'm not sassy.
Well,
saying that
the
she's-
way you sound doesn't do anything for me.
What about this music?
And I just thought I'd give you a phone call and let you know.
Tell Lance Germain to turn that down.
Lance, turn it down.
All right, Claudia, thank you. Where are you from?
It doesn't matter. I just
Yeah,
wanted
it
to
matters.
tell you,
Where
good
you-
luck in your interview.
No,
You'll
wait a
never
second.
get one.
This is Phil Henry, the host, okay? Where are you from?
Goodbye.
You don't sound sexy, Claudia. You sound like you're fat and you're putting on the accent. She hung up? Okay.
Yeah, I think she was a porker, Phil. She's trying.
I'm not interested in your opinion. Here is Liz on the Phil Henry Show. Liz, go ahead.
I think that guy's pretty disgusting.
Okay, dear, thanks for your call. Here is Irene on the Phil Henry Show. Hello?
Hi, Phil.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised you have losers like this guy on the phone. First of all, he has a speech
you know
impediment, so
something?
nobody's going to find him sexy.
You know something? I've shagged all kinds of...
We got that. Let the lady
You're
finish.
a loser.
Oh, why am I losing? What are you doing tonight?
I'm not
I'm
doing you.
What?
That's for sure.
I'm on the radio. I'm a guest on a radio show. You're calling
And
in.
I'm a guest speaking
No,
on the
you're
radio
not.
show saying how much of a loser you are.
You
Turn
had
that
to call
crappy music down.
I got booked on the show. You had to call in.
That's right. And then they
That's
took my
right.
call, didn't they?
Well, they took me as a guest, though. You're just some loser calling in.
No, they
You're a loser.
He likes having losers on the phone. Makes his
You're
show
a
very
loser. You know that?
interesting.
You're a loser.
Loser with
Okay,
a
so
big
what are we
L.
doing?
You sound like a bush pig anyway. Get her off.
I
would not have you on Temptation Island. That's for
I wouldn't
dumb
have
sure.
you anywhere, not
Hey,
even on Temptation
You're not
Island.
going to get on
even...
Temptation Island. You couldn't tempt a blind man. Okay?
Oh, yeah?
Well, yeah, that's what I think.
Okay,
How do you know you're blind?
What's the purpose of this, okay?
I can tell by the sound of your voice, you're rode hard and put up wet, baby.
Oh, let me tell you
Does
something.
this music
When
do
you
it
get
for you?
some good music, talk about road hard, put away
I
wet.
don't
You
care.
shouldn't even be road.
You know what? I think you got rode too much.
You know what you
Face
are?
down.
You're roadkill, dude.
Hey, baby, look at it.
Roadkill.
How many bags, baby, does it take to put over your head before someone's going to get interested in you?
Okay.
No.
What is this about, anyway?
Don't be putting no bush pig on the air with me, man.
That's up to me to put the people on the air.
That's in my contract. I don't have to talk to no bush pig.
What contract?
The one that Lance Germain had you sign.
I didn't sign any freaking contract to have you on here.
Phil, look, I'm just showing you my incredible skills in finding hotness.
So that means what? That last lady isn't going to get on Temptation Island?
No, she wouldn't make the cut.
Oh, okay, that's great. Gee, what a skill you have, man. You insulted that woman. Bush pig, double bagger, God!
Well, yeah, you have to find out about who's sassy.
And by the way, the word is sexy, not sessy.
That's what I said.
That's what you said. That's not what it sounded like to me. Judy, you're on the Phil Henry Show. Hello.
Hi,
Yes,
how are
ma'am.
you? I think Chris is a little bit shallow, and it sounds like he might be a lonely gentleman.
Okay, thank you. And if these calls stay like this, Billy, you're on the Phil Henry Show.
They're all bush pigs.
Shut up. Yes, Billy, go ahead.
Yes, I would.
Yeah, you suck too. Okay, look, Chris, bug off.
Wait a second,
And you suck. 1-800-449-8686. Get all these people out of here, okay? Phil Henry Show. I hung up on Billy. She was a good... Phil Henry Show. My producer Mike's mad at me because I hung up on Billy. She was a good call? Well, okay, man. I mean, what do you want me to do? We had like 3 really bad calls leading into Billy's call. 3 really dull, and that Chris Norton. Next time a guy named Lance Germain calls you up and says that he wants to book Chris, he was bad enough, but the last 3 women we had on the air tonight sucked. Except for that one lady. She was funny. So that's all I'm saying. And if I got to, and after those 3 rotten calls, you want me to go to Billy because there's something special about Billy. By that point, I'm all out of ideas, man. And I hear Billy coming out of the box sounding just as dull as hell. I got to get out of the call. That's what I do on the Phil Hendry Show. I'm sorry. Forgive me, penalize me. I don't stay with a call if I think it's going to suck. They're gone and never, not to be long forgotten, but they're gone. Whatever the hell I just said. What, are you really bent out of shape about that, aren't you?
I'm trying to flashback.
Oh, okay.
Do the rest of the show.
I believe you. Billy probably was a good call, but at that point I was, It's too much of a good thing, man. It's like saying, Phil, the champagne's fantastic. I know, but I'm already bagged. I can't drink anymore. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendry Show. By the way, interesting, a German woman has fallen in love with a death row inmate that she saw in a Benetton clothing ad. But she's not going to marry the guy because she doesn't want to be a widow. The guy's on death row. I saw this thing with it, thinking, what, talk about lonely. See, here's the thing. Men, keep doing what you're doing fine. And the next time a woman says she wants a nice guy, just forget it. Because they don't know. If they're going for death row inmates and serial murderers and guys, you got it made. You're all right. She says, I just want a nice guy and a really sweet guy. How about some guy who's on the maximum security prison at Rayford in Florida? Great, sounds like my kind of guy. Isn't that weird, man? It just continually happens. I guess there's some kind of a psychological dynamic going on there that I don't know anything about. Like she needs her daddy, or maybe daddy was a mass murderer or something. I don't know. But I just thought I'd bring that up. And this is in Raleigh. And the woman that fell in love with this guy, she comes from freaking Belgium. Which, by the way, I had a big discussion with my young friend here, Mr. Schaefer, who's all pissed off at me. And I know you're not. And Melissa, about Vanishing Point, the Belgian movie, what a great flick. And they were telling me about the American version of that pile. And I say pile, the American version was a pile. The Belgian, it's about a guy and a wife, and they're traveling, and she gets kidnapped at a gas station, and that's the end of that. He never sees her again, and he goes looking for her. And he finally finds the guy that kidnapped her, and the guy won't tell him what he did with her unless he drinks this potion. I will tell you, you will find out exactly what happened to your wife, but you have to drink this potion. And so the guy is so obsessed with finding out what happened. It wasn't his wife, it was his girlfriend. Well, he's so obsessed with finding out what happened to his girlfriend that he drinks the potion, and he wakes up buried in a coffin. Now, the Belgium, the European version ends there. And it's great. It's scary, it's gruesome, it's freaky, oh Jesus, it's depressing, it's maudlin, and the guy, the murderer, he's digging with his kids in a garden just above where he buried the guy. They're planting like turnips or something. And that's where it ends. It's great. What do you think the American version did? Well, they had to rescue his ass. And not only did they rescue him, the guy they rescued was Kiefer Sutherland. And wouldn't you rather see him still in the ground? Okay, but so anyway, I'm kidding, Kiefer, if you're listening, which you probably aren't. Or maybe you are, I don't know. If anybody knows Kiefer and heard me say that and wants to report it to him, please don't. But seriously, they dig him out? Get out of here! Leave him in the ground! I'm suddenly afraid Kiefer Sutherland's going to kick my ass to find me. Well, a guy ain't exactly been hitting it out of the park lately, has he? What's he done lately? And what's up with that name, anyway? Man, every time I hear that guy's name, I want to roll a spliff. I do. I just want to get high. Hi, I'm Kiefer. He didn't name himself. You're right. That freak of a father he's got, that Donald Sutherland. Boy, that cat's, man, he's from Venus, that dude. Anyway, let's get off the Sutherland family. What I'm trying to say, this movie was awesome. The European version, yeah, it was subtitled, whatever. I can read and watch at the same time. Some people can't because they're reading the line, "Hi, my name is Bill," and then they got to look at the screen to see. I can do it pretty quick. Anyway, in the American version, he gets dug out and saved. And you just can't we have one movie end where the hero is just meat? I mean, made in America. And by the way, if we take one more British or Swedish TV show and turn it into a hit series like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and Survivor and Stanford and Son and All in the Family and everything else, I'm going to throw up. Isn't there any, and whose line is it anyway? Is there anything that's number one in American TV that was made here, originated here, is loved by us and is created by us and is nurtured by us and is produced by us? What, Friends? Oh, okay.
I think it's worse for a woman to take the life of a child. Much worse than for a man on a Friday night, he get all liquored up, maybe he not knowing what he's doing. He lay down with another man.
Pastor Reddick, you are wrong.
What you say?
God don't categorize sin on different kinds of pedestals. You are wrong. See, you must preach the word as it's written. You're not supposed to take away or add, and you are taking away and adding, and the Lord said, woe unto you.
Whoa. Now, hold on just a minute.
You can't grow an inch, and you can't take an inch. Now, you know better than that.
I ain't talking about taking an inch. I'm talking about maybe taking 4 or 5 inches on a Friday night. Now, listen to me.
Look, at all of that crude humor isn't going to get you anywhere.
I'm trying to lose. This sister wants to get all angry at me.
I'm not angry. I'm disappointed in you. If you know anything about God, you know better than what you talk to.
Well, I know that. I'm just trying to say common sense with telling
God is no respecter of person. Now, tell me different.
God loves you. And God loves me.
And I don't care.
Okay.
He will forgive you for every sin you commit except for blasphemy against the Holy Spirit, and that's denying that Jesus is his son. Now, you tell me that's wrong.
I ain't saying Jesus is his son.
I
never said that. I know that Jesus is his son. But we don't know nothing about Jesus' orientation, do we?
Yes, we do.
What?
We know he's past finding out.
We did what?
He's past finding out. As high as heaven is from the earth.
Is he straight?
Wait a second.
Is Jesus straight?
Well, that depends if you mean that in a coy way or not.
I'm just telling you.
Because nobody can define God and nobody is infinitive
in a
like
coy
he
way.
is.
Look, if I tell these fags that God hates them, they'll repent and return to the flock. Now, ain't that a good thing?
There's no difference in a fag than a liar and a backbiter, and no difference than you
I tell you the big difference in a fag and
bad information. Because what you're teaching people is against what Christ and his son, which they are 3 in 1. I have been at you. You are ashamed of the vocation by which you was called.
What the hell movies you watching? You talking about 3 in 1?
You must have just went.
You know something? You talk about 3 in 1.
You must have went. You must have wasn't called.
I think there's some guilt in your soul.
No, sir. I know the Lord, and I know what his word says.
You never had a coat hanger between your legs.
Me.
You never had a coat hanger between your legs.
Okay, that's way.
It don't matter what I had between my legs.
That's way.
I tell you right now that I would much rather have had a man.
And I'm gonna tell you something. It ain't about no money, and you wrong about that too. You can't be bringing people in there and targeting people to get money for supporting this ministry.
All he's gonna do is go out and buy
all about hell.
Oh, wait a second. Don't you think it's better he give me the $50 than pay some boy?
No, because you an antichrist.
Antichrist? Holy Jesus.
Yeah.
I put up the whole big sign. I try to bring people back to Christ.
And you know, Phil is right. You know, you're being all flamboyant to draw attention to yourself.
That's exactly right.
I agree with him. You are overboard.
Hold on, sister. Hold on. I'll take it from you. But this dumbass talk show host, this guy's the dumbest guy.
You keep on saying that, but you know what? You are so wrong. This man
you
is
know as
so
well as I do. This
literate,
man, he's the dumbest right man.
Good.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't know anything about the Bible.
Hold on. You the dumbest, Henry. I don't mean it.